Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. Little esports U action coming at you. I'm FBI Tugboat. I'm here with my man Hytheria over there. Point to the correct direction this time. I'll have you
Yep,
people
perfect.
know. And we got a NJCAAE matchup coming at you. That is the New Jersey City. Wait, no. Oh my God, I almost had it.
Ooh.
National Junior College Association Athletic side. That's esports there, and that's going on. That's Madison College. That's the Wolves taking on the Jackson College Jets.
And a fun fact as well for the very start. I just heard my headphone make the noise that it's almost empty. So we're off to a phenomenal start. I hope it is able to hold for the rest of this broadcast. But it should be an interesting one. They're at least incredibly eager to be joining up the match.
There you go. You said the headphones empty. I have to make the joke. Do you mean like what's between the headphones is empty, or the battery on the headphones are dying?
Well, I think the first one is already truth, 100%. Like I'm not even going to try and dispute that, but the second one is now added on top of that. My brain is able to process that, and I hope that my brain is also able to process the plays going on the pitch. Take it a little bit slow to start us off.
I'm with it. Hytheria joined us from across the pond for both of these matchups. That's an NJCAAE matchup here first, and then we'll have the Farmingdale State College taking on Daemen State College later. That'll be an ECC matchup. Engines are revving. Let's get on to it here, Hytheria.
Here we go. Spoiled. Getting the kickoff, and uh-oh. We might already have my headphones hell out, and I'm getting messed about, but here we go. Madison versus Jackson.
Madison versus Jackson. The Jets on the right in the orange. I will go ahead. I will introduce these if you would like to do the Madison College side. Jackson College, that's Gizbo, that's Good, George, and Spoilt, making up this trio of Rocket League players for Jackson College.
Madison, Big E, Golden Falcon, and Mr. Cowie. Popping in some animal names there. Cow and I guess a Falcon as well, but it's Jackson College who's currently starting off into the attack. Big E barely able to swap that wide as Cowie looks for that counter attack through that right flank. Maybe a pass off mid, but Skizbo is able to intercept on it. Or something I'm always looking for in these kind of matchups where it's a chaotic start for that one player who brings solidity to a team.
Absolutely. The first game always kind of be a little bit of a taste test here. This is a best of 5, of course, standard Rocket League rules. Both of these colleges coming in at a 1-1 win-loss ratio, Hytheria, meaning, of course, that both teams looking for that second season W here. Nobody wants to go down to a 1-2 record this early in the season.
Absolutely not. If you go down 0-1 at the start, it's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter that much, but Skizbo, he likes to go up 1-0 right off the get-go in his first game.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Skizbo kind of doing everything himself right here, flying in at this one 80 kilometers per hour, so not incredibly fast, but definitely not slow.
You gotta get that pace going to make sure you're at least on par here with Jackson. It seems like Skizbo is able to figure out nicely what pace he wants to be setting here. Good George, oh my word, that's gonna almost stroll on in. Biggie, link that up pitch to Spoil. Be able to catch it with 43 boost, jumps early forward and passes off to mid. Golden Falcon backflips out of it, the panic setting through.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense to simply be able to react defensively a little bit better. Now some shots right here. Nobody on this blue side. That Jet side is going to be, or excuse me, the orange side, the right side, Jet side, going to be super comfortable with this. Shots over, and Golden Falcon knocks this one out for right now. Doing a pretty good job outside of the one goal so far is Madison College at getting this ball out and away from the source of danger.
Falcon. It's a prowl there. Skizbo goes into that attack and recovery. Slightly slacking, but it's so fine. He did get the boost and pass off mid. Spoil with a short Biggie to carry that away into the counter attack. He goes, puts it on the ground, and the second tap also found. Midfield pass by Falcon, denied by Spoils. He was in the air already way before, using a lot of boost to try and do so.
Just past halftime now, a relatively low-scoring affair we have here so far. Hytheria, that might be undone right here. Everybody gets a shot at that. I don't think anybody actually made contact.
Gizbo makes contact though into the attack. Maybe a dish setup as well. Falcon and Biggie both there to try and stop it. Spoil. It's in this defensive position. No worries, just getting it out and it is Jackson who's really able to facilitate a lot of pressure for themselves, going down that Madison half and locking them in there. No chance of Madison breaking out. Spoiled yet again, putting it in the box.
A solid job for Jets so far, trying to get this one up, but they're met with an equal quality defense right there, and this has just been a whole lot of back and forth. Would not be surprised if we are staring at our final score line here, Hyperia.
It just might be. Because Madison, they only have 2 shots. Jackson, they've got the one more to actually get that opportunity with a double tap. Not being put through. Good George also. Off the post he goes. Spoiled. The second tap not found. As Skizbo, he's going to go on the retreat. Finally, there's a bit of reprieve here for Madison. They're able to take a big gulp of air and put it in their lungs again.
Yeah, exactly. This is just a whole lot of offensive on pressure, an absolute onslaught of offensive pressure to keep up the alliteration on that one, Hyperia. 60 seconds left. Madison College going to be on a bit of a scramble right now as they're staring down the barrel of a 1-0 situation.
George, pass the ball. Boyles and Skizbo both come in. That's realistically all that Madison needed to go into that counter-attack. Golden Falcon takes it wide up to the ceiling, but loses control of the aerial. Cowie, still mid, Spoiled, barely evading death. The Big E catch it. Good George on pitch. Target almost, but it's Spoiled through the depths.
Yeah, not going to be a 1-0 scoreline here. At least 2-0 will be game number 1. And again, the way that Jackson College's Jets squad has been playing this one so far, would not be surprised if Madison College spends the next 30 seconds. They already spent 4.5 minutes, no scores on boards, unfortunately, for the Madison College Wolves. See if that changes next last 30 seconds. This is still, this is still totally possible. Very, very tough effort.
It's alright, it's game number 1. Game number 1 is always a bit tough. You sometimes find yourself being locked out of your opponent's half, but you do generate opportunities right here. Madison, they're at least able to get something on the board and put some confidence within themselves. That's all you need in Rocket League. That's so important, to not respect your opponents too much, because then they'll start running away with this. As soon as you're going to let Jackson run away with this, you're going to just get swept. As simple as that.
And that's exactly what we see. A goose egg in game numero 1 for Madison College. That's the Wolves, unfortunately unable to take a bite out of this Jackson College squad. Let's take a look at the numbers right here. What, 6 shots for 3? That really doesn't tell me too much. That's not that big of a difference, but no assists, no saves, or only 2 saves there for Madison. It's a little bit of a different story.
Now here we have that unfortunate scenario where we don't have the stat of possession, of pressure on the opposing half, because I can guarantee you, Jackson, they have dominated the pitch, or continuously residing in the Madison half and not wanting to back down at any moment.
Yeah, Jackson, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Hyperia. There's one extra stat I would love added to this, otherwise just perfect stat scoreboard here afterwards, right? It would be that time of possession for a team. Even if there wasn't a counter for middle area, it literally just counted, how long a ball travels from the last team that touched it, like something like this. It would be amazing, but I can guarantee you that the Jackson Jets here had probably like a 2-to-1 time advantage on that one. We can at least see the double up and shot it's attempted, and that can usually be a pretty good litmus test of the time of possession difference.
Especially at that final moment. That's what matters for Madison. They were able to break out and get some counterattacks, putting some confidence in their boots, but now they need to pull themselves up on those straps of it as well. Madison, it's time to go. Otherwise, you're going to have to reverse sweep Jackson. That's so rough after the first series that you're playing.
Especially after a goose egg situation. Madison is still definitely possible all day long. Excuse me, but Jackson's not going to give it up so easily.
Here we go, game number 2. Spoil, missing the shot, and Howie will follow it up with another miss as well. Skizbo swats it wide. Here's the follow-up. 10 seconds in, this is already an entirely different Madison. They're putting on shots, they're getting their offense going. They might just be able to break through.
Things you love to see here, Hyperia. Doing everything and burning boost to get there has been the Jets so far. Ooh. And wow, it's going to be a 3-second offense here for the Jets that strike first. 25 seconds into this one, 101 kilometers per hour. So a fast shot indeed.
See, Mr. Cowie overstepped his mark, only covering the leftmost of the goal. It's not going to be good enough. They'll put it through. Spoiled. He'll draw first blood. Cowie. Unfortunate backflip here. Spoil continues the pressure. Spoil also has a season 4 grand champion tag. That always says a lot in these kind of games.
It absolutely does. Obviously, a little bit of time has passed since then, but always something to be shown off here, Furia. Back to the middle it goes. You said it best. This game looking a little bit different than the first, even if the scoreline doesn't reflect that.
Jackson can get this pressure continued. Isbo might be on target with good George will dive on in there. Chaotic on the back line as everybody dives on in and indulges themselves on that same play, but nobody will actually get it down there. Goal.
Spoiled almost with a nice shank right side right there, sideways as he was coming into it. But it seems like Madison has poured a lot more into offense, and they were getting a lot more done there, a lot more opportunities. Defense, maybe a bit of a different story.
Of the attack, slowly but surely. Good George up to the backboard, up high. Spoilt is there, soaring through the sky so quickly. Skizbo with that long dominance and the nose used to get a sniff of the net and put it in.
Everybody with a shot attempt on this one from Jackson. That's Spoiled with a goal and an assist here. Skizbo with one. Spoilt's also got himself a save there. Only one save and one shot coming out from Madison so far, and those are both from Big E.
Kickoff in favor of Madison. Strolling on in. Skizbo with a good shutdown of anything that Big E was trying to set up. Spoilt puts it high yet again. Good George for the follow-up. Bottom left corner, Snipe Town. Jackson. They've grabbed this game and they're running away with it.
They absolutely are, Hyperia, taking it back to the numbers because this reflects the story. Everybody on Jackson with a goal in. That's Spoiled with 2 assists, a save, and the solo shot. Some fantastic stuff.
Great start. Better than this. It's honestly hard to come by. Jackson just are dominating right now. Madison, they're falling back into that same kind of style that they were falling into earlier, where they just could not break away in the shots that they do have. Unfortunately, slightly wide. Golden Falcon and NJCAAE both missing out because they were expecting each other to hit it.
That's the danger of trying to take in these perpendicularly. That's Skizbo now at the second. Even with 2 goals on, still not score-wise, numerically topping teammate Spoiled, as Spoiled has gotten an assist on every goal that was not their own. Again, some fantastic stuff. Skizbo with the second, and Jackson up 4-0, just outside halftime, Hyperia.
Spoiled, getting close to the play. Only with 10 boosts, can't really do much else. Usually in a 4-50 or just break it through. Good George was expecting a tighter cut in, oversteering his car. Golden Falcon, that's the good pace that we want to see out of Madison. Oil still far back, 100 boost pickup over the top of 1. And Mr. Cowie just puts it forward, should be easily cleared out by Skizbo. Looking for the follow-up. Big E sticking close to the play, not wanting to give up too much pressure because we know that Jackson, as soon as they get into that box, they are incredibly lethal, and yet again they prove it.
Yeah, that's Spoiled now. Their second goal, third shot on, so a nice ratio on that one as well, and Jackson just absolutely running away with this one. Taking it back to the numbers here, 8 minutes, just outside 8 minutes, excuse me, Madison, but 8 minutes, no scores on boards for Madison College. This is the Wolves, still again looking for their first time.
Jackson, they've been on the prowl time and time again. It's as simple as that. They are dominating this field. It's up to Madison to try and change something about it. They do have opportunities, but they come at a very few. And as soon as they do, the accuracy on them is not staggering. They need to break through more consistently here. That's honestly the main point, where Jackson, they have the opportunity. They're putting a lot of shots. They don't hit all of them either, but it's just that they have the numbers to back it up.
We gotta say, that was one of the biggest clears there from Golden Falcon, and that it was short-lived. Perhaps the communication's not there with teammate. There's the 6th now for Jackson College. Look at this, just such a quick takeaway from Spoiled, kind of reading this one, the attempted pass in and putting it up middle wise. Defender plays player on the right side, not the pass. It comes to the inside. 6th there. 107 kilometers per hour is your fastest goal on broadcast so far.
Spoiled is incredible as of this moment. 2 goals, 4 assists being involved at least with every single one of those. And honestly, that's kind of what you look for in a team. Not necessarily one who puts in everything, because usually sometimes you have those players who are a bit above the level of the rest, but they try and freestyle the entire time, try and take the entire pitch for themselves, but instead spoiled. He's playing a team game here, passing it up to his teammates and facilitating them with passes.
Absolutely. Back to the middle. Skizbo looking for their, third right there. Like you said, assists on everything else, just points to a very well-rounded player in this spoiled player. Back on over to this right side. Bunch of corner options right now. Madison really wants to get one, even just to go. You know, 2 would be nice, but they need to do something here because Rocket League is such a momentum-based game. And putting up not 1 but 2 goose eggs across first 2 games best of 5 is never going to be a good look.
Momentum, because in every other game, sometimes you've lost one where you can kind of accept, okay, you know, we've lost this about 10 minutes ago, but in Rocket League, well, this one is already far out of hand for Madison. But at least you'll be able to regain after this. It just, you have a lot less time in between the games to actually reset your mental state.
Exactly. That's really what it's going to be all about. The most important part of this matchup so far, Hyperia, is the break between this game that starts in 15 seconds and the beginning of that game 3 right there. Either a sweep against or a reverse sweep, or the reverse sweep started, I should say, will be the situation there for Madison College. There is not enough time to come back at this one. Jackson College Jets have taken game number 2. Now we're just waiting for the last. That's going to be it. 9 total scores across 2 games for your Jackson College Jets. Unfortunately, 0 across both for Madison College.
Just kind of feels like this is already out of hand for Madison. They are making arguments, but the clever retort that continuously is coming out of Jackson is unanswerable and inexplicable for Madison right now. They are not breaking through enough. It's as simple as that. As harsh as it just is the matter of reality.
Yeah. At this point, I mean, start your demo game. Start just wonky plays and whatnot, because it's going to end right here if Madison College does drop another game. Now, this is early on in the season and at a 1-1 scoreline, so this is not, you know, this is not just completely decapitating your regular season by any means. Longer regular season coming in for the rest of the NJCAAE's regular Rocket League season. It's pretty much just started. We're just in week 3 right now. Just again, not going to feel good. You take your second loss in 3 weeks.
Exactly. Madison, they have been able to get a win, so they at least know how to do it. And they can still provide that here. It's still looking solid for them, but this is the time to actually start proving themselves. Maybe they are trying a different strategy as opposed to previous weeks. There's a massive amount of factors that could be the cause here of Madison not showing up to their full potential. It doesn't matter what happened in the past anymore. It will matter for the scoreline. Just go at it with your full pace. Prove us, Madison, you belong here, that you deserve this. Even if you only get 1, that's perfectly fine.
I mean, so far, this is a fantastic opportunity because the Jets have been looking lost right there. We started out this game, Hyperia, with 3 different team bumps on accident as both players were just simply trying to get away from each other. Not a good look. Again, momentum-based. This is not something that Madison College did not notice.
Madison College, yet again, at the very get-go, they seem to know exactly what they want here and how to pry into the attack and try and get a look in to see whether they can take a closer inspection there and just spot a way of breaking through. They do not do it enough on the later stages. As soon as they concede one, that's where it seems to fall apart, and unfortunately, they've just done so.
Yeah, this is just a matter of cleaning up the edges. A couple minor mistakes right here. Defender coming in, really biting at ball. Another one flying there at the end. I think that was Mr. Cowie, not sure. Doesn't really matter. The offensive pressure was mounting. Really had to rotate and get ready for this one a little bit sooner. As it is, that results in Jackson College's first. But all Madison needs to do is continue to play like they have been and keep this ball on that Jackson Jets side of the field.
Isbo, like tap into the corner, and actually gets a 3-second touch himself. There's nobody there from Madison. They're passive.
Just offense simply proving like a lot better right here. That was a Mr. Cowie and teammate team hit right there as well. Looked like Mr. Cowie had a good hit on it, but was obviously second, hit teammate out of the way, and that leads to the Jets' second strike here in game number 3. Match point, Madison College is on. They're playing offense like it, just not necessarily defense like it.
That is a difference here, right? Not necessarily that Jackson's offense is a lot better. It's just mainly that they get there more smoothly time and time again. They're able to dominate that midfield and manipulate it into their preferred way so they can get that attack going consistently. If that would were to change, Madison would have a great chance, but they fail to link up and miss communication on the defensive end. Almost sends them down a 3-goal deficit.
Yeah, I mean, look, if these offensive pushes from Madison College lasted just like a little bit longer, there'd be multiple points on the board so far. The only real difference between these two teams right now, they're both doing fantastic jobs of cutting this away and taking possessions and elongating offensive pushes. The only difference really is the defense. The Jets defense simply rotates and gets there faster and is ready and in position to communicate thoroughly with their teammates and stop offensive pushes in their tracks. Only difference.
Oh, this is
just like that.
tough.
Perfect example.
Yep. You see this unfold right in front of your very eyes, and you kind of know as soon as Golden Falcon gets the tap back into the center, Jackson are all over it. They don't let that up. They just go at it full pace, and they're not willing to let a mistake go unpunished.
Yeah, I mean, good news here for Madison College. First, you have put the Jets in a situation where, like, they have to respect this offensive pressure. It's just about rounding out your defense at this point, and you have plenty of time left. 3 scores in 2.5 minutes is plenty of time. They just simply, and again, need to spend a lot more time on offense. Their coordination offense has no issues. Golden Falcon trying to set this one up.
Big E. You're not doing too great in the defensive end. Just keep it in the attack. They've failed to do so, at least for this very moment. Gutcher puts it forward. It's up high. Golden Falcon lobs it high. Big E trails it. Skizbo's a raw pace on a Golden Falcon, not able to get around it, and that's Jackson up to 4.
There you go. This is, let's take it to the numbers here for a second. Yeah, so no, okay. Rocket League can be wonky on how it awards offensive shots. This is saying 0 for Madison. I don't really think that's, fully representative of the truth, but whatever. 5 shots attempted for Jackson Jets, 4 of them made in. They continue the theme of having very high percentage goals made in for shots attempted here, Hyperia.
I just think that Madison, they do get into the attack, or they have been getting into the attack, but they're just unable to actually place it on target. They're usually lingering in that corner, and then they finally break away. That's already too late. It's Jackson. They always found that quick counter-attack where Madison, they overcommit on that attack and then all of a sudden Jackson find a relatively resistant, tiny way into the opposing half. Oh, and also this, not great.
Yeah, the double up on defense, right? Both players there, and there was even, like, this wasn't like, oh, we both just got there. They were running alongside each other for a couple of seconds. Plenty of time to rectify that mistake, and it just doesn't happen.
We've got a double foot reset there. That's impressive. Don't necessarily know how much of that was actually planned, but it looked cool either way. But with 50 seconds remaining, I don't really think that Madison have a lot to say about this series.
Yeah, and the simple fact of the matter, we are not being harsh. Madison College has spent almost 3 games now without a single shot, or without a single shot made in here, a single goal made. I would love to see multiple shots. I would love to even see a tie-up factor, but with the 5th here from good George from the Jackson College Jets, I don't think that one's going to happen.
I think Madison know it themselves as well. I don't think they necessarily think that this was one of those series where they really should have won. But it's a good learning experience, right? You get up against people who are higher ranked than you, have got more experience perhaps, and you're able to learn. Study their game. What do they do different? Why are they beating us so badly? And I think it's mainly due to the intricate touches that Jackson are putting forward.
Yeah, once again, the good news is that I think some of these, some of the things that can be corrected from Madison College's gameplay are relatively easy to see, and so it's not going to be something that that is like A, not a long list, and B, not something that they probably don't already know. You know,
it's as simple as that. Unfortunately, Madison, I would like to see them score a goal here, but it seems like, yep. Jackson who put it on another one here.
Yep. This little goal to go, put in a doggy bag, eat it at home. 12 seconds to go. Madison College has lost this game 3, unfortunately. This is going to be a sweep for the Jackson College Jets. And this, kind of like the Battle of Presidents, right? Like Madison and Jackson. Well, I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all those American presidents like Nixon and them, you know, Roosevelt. I know all of them.
There you go. That was 2 more of them. You're 100% right. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, FBI.
I know Lincoln.
Yeah, there you go. That is another one. That is another one. You're pushing the edge of how many I could name, so let's abandon this here, Hytheria, okay? 0-2.
I know one's around the wartime, but yeah, indeed. This has been a wartime as well. Unfortunately, heavily favored by one side.
It has. Just to recount these, 0-2 for the Jackson College Jets in game number 1. Both games 2 and 3 going down to a 0-7 scoreline again for the Jets. This resulting in a clean 3-0 sweep, of course. Jackson College going up 2-1 in the regular season of the NJCAAE. That is the National Junior College Athletic Association. E stands for the esports side on the end. And that's going to be Madison College dropping to 1-2 regular season. Like you were saying, though, Hytheria, at the end of the day, it's also kind of good to be playing this game early on in the season and know kind of what you have to pitch yourself up against the rest of this season. Unless you have something else for the good people, I think we're going to go to a short break and get a little interview action for one of the Jets players.
Let's just throw through a short little break to get that interview rolling, because I'm curious to hear their thoughts about this. We shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. Barely evading death to Big E. Catch it, good George on pitch. Target almost, but it's spoiled through the depths. Do not respect your opponents too much, because then they'll start running away with this. As soon as you're gonna let Jackson run away with this, you're gonna just get swept. As simple as that.
That's exactly what we see at goose egg in game numero 1 for Madison College. That's the Wolves, unfortunately. Things you love to see here, Hytheria. Doing everything and burning boost to get there has been the Jets so far. And wow, it's going to be a 3-second.
Surely, good George up to the backboard, up high. Foyles is there, soaring through the sky so quickly. Skizbo with that long dominance and the nose used to get a snip. Skizbo with a good shutdown of anything that Big E was trying to set up. Spoil puts it high yet again. Good George for the follow-up. Bottom left corner, Snipe Town, Jackson. They wide Golden Falcon and NJCAAE both missing out because they were expecting each other to hit it.
That's the danger of trying to take these perpendicularly. That's
close to the play, not wanting to give up too much pressure, because we know that Jackson, as soon as they get into that box, they are incredibly lethal, and yet again they prove it. Back it up.
You gotta say, that was one of the biggest clears there from Golden Falcon, and that it was short-lived. Perhaps the communication's not there with teammate. There's the 6th now for
the other game. Sometimes you've lost one where you can kind of accept, okay, you know, we've lost this about 10 minutes ago, but in Rocket League, well, this one is already far out of hand.
The situation there for Madison College. There is not enough time to come back at this one. Jackson College Jets have taken game number 2. Now we're just waiting for the last. That's going to be it. 9 total scores across 2 games for your Jackson.
Closer inspection there, and it's a way of breaking through. They do not do it enough on the later stages. As soon as they concede one, that's where it seems to fall.
Jackson Jets side of the field.
Isbo, like tap into the corner, actually gets a 3-second touch himself.
And in position to communicate thoroughly with their teammates and stop offensive pushes in their tracks. Only difference.
Oh, this is
just like that.
Tough.
Perfect example.
Yep. This very moment, Good George puts it forward. It's up high. Golden Falcon lobs it high. Big E trails it. Skizbo's a raw pace on a Golden Falcon, not able to get around it.
Almost 3 games now without a single shot, or without a single shot made in here, a single goal made. I would love to see multiple shots. I would love to even see a tie-up factor, but with the 5th here,
it's as simple as that. Unfortunately, Madison. I would like to see them score a goal here, but it seems like, yep.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, all those American presidents like Nixon and them, you know, Roosevelt. I know all of them.
There you go. That was 2 more of them. You're 100% right. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, FBI.
I know Lincoln.
And we are back, dear viewer. A little post-game interview action coming at you. FBI Tugboat with Hyperia with Hyperia with Skizbo, the player interview coming on in to give us a piece of their mind after the game. Skizbo, you with us? Oh, there you go. There you go. There's Skizbo's right there. In the Jackson College jacket. I like it. I like it.
Thank you.
There you go. Hyperia, please kick us off.
Oh, well, obviously, it was a relatively one-sided affair throughout the entirety. What do you feel like brought that? What do you feel like you were doing a lot better than your opponent?
First game was a little slower than the second two, but once we got a little confident after that first game, I think that's really what pushed us to make it more of a one-sided affair. We just kind of needed to get our confidence up and let us play faster and more aggressive.
But as soon as you don't get that first series there, or that first game, do you struggle confidence-wise? Do you struggle to try and get that going, or is that not the case?
I mean, sometimes that can be the case for sure. Honestly, when we lose first games of series like that, we really just take a second, take that full minute in between games, and really talk it out. And I think that regardless of win or loss, that would bring us to a point where we feel like we're confident and have like a game plan against whatever they bring to the table.
Absolutely. I'm with it. Skizbo, a couple questions here for you. I gotta ask, did you see this scoreline happening before you guys got onto the pitch with Madison College. Just to recount, dear viewers, 0-2, 0-7, 0-7 in games 1 through 3.
The specific scoreline, past seasons, me and Spoil have played Madison College Esports before. I believe we won. I think that was against their A team, maybe last season or the season before. So it was something that we definitely we were ready for. And yeah, it was obviously the best outcome that we could have.
Absolutely. Yeah, not just numerically with the 3-0 sweep, but 0-7, 0-7. I got to make the joke here. Madison College may be the James Bond now because it's the 007. Games 2 and 3. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's some high theory humor for you guys. Skizbo, thank you so much for coming on. Give us a minute of your time after the game before we get you on out of here, and we get Farmingdale State College and Daemen State College up here to play on stream. I want to ask if you have any shout-outs.
Just shout out Jackson College Esports. Shout out my family. They're all watching right now.
Hey.
I love their support. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. Once again, this has been Skizbo out here from the Jackson College Jets. Congratulations to them on their 3-0 victory over Madison College. Once again, guys, that's going to be it for the first. The ECC will be our division matchup next. Again, that's Farmingdale State versus Daemen State College. I fear you, FBI Tugboat will be back with you guys in just a minute. And we are back. A short break it was indeed. FBI Tugboat and my man Hytheria. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing you the Esports U. This time it's the ECC, though. We just got done with a little NJCAAE action. We are moving on to the Eastern Collegiate Conference. This is your Daemen State College Wildcats taking on the Farmingdale State College Rams here. Hytheria, both 0-1 coming into week number 2 of the regular season.
They've got something to prove here, and I do like that. You know, they're not coming in here as if they already have made it to the playoffs or whatever. They still need to prove themselves. So both losing that first week, but we've already said it. If you lose that first week, you don't really have a big enough sample size to say, oh, this matchup is probably going to go this way.
Yeah, exactly. Prediction-wise, both of these teams coming in without a win yet. One of them will be leaving with a win, but one of them, unfortunately, will be leaving with a 0-2 record going in to week 3. That's next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, guys. Be sure to tune in then. Getting this one started, I will run through the Daemen State College Wildcats squad. If you'd hit up Farmingdale for me. That's Aquatic, that's Nass, that's Austin 34 here for your Daemen State College Wildcats.
On the side of Farmingdale, who are starting this game off into the attack. Otto, Ranez, or Reigns or Ranez? Which one are we going for, mate?
I'm going Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns, I do like that. And then the best Drew already pasting it on the crossbar down and in. That's what we like to see from Farmingdale.
Nicely done. If there is a Drew, an Andrew on Daemen State College is the worst Drew, because that's the best Drew scoring first on this one for Farmingdale State. Daemen State coming out of New York, by the way. Farmingdale is from a state in the United States. I'm not sure which one, I'm sorry. 4 minutes, 35 seconds left on this one. An early strike here for the Farmingdale State. See if they're able to keep this one up. Hytheria.
So, Farmingdale already yet again. When you don't really know a lot about the players, since, well, these are not players that you usually see as collegiate, you try and look at tags, you try and see any indication of what team could be better on the side of Farmingdale. I see Season 3 Grand Champion. That's ages ago, and also he doesn't have any tag, but he can crown himself this goal.
Fantastic stuff. Otto reading this one like a book. Nas just simply turning tail to the right. Maybe been trying to pick up a big boost. Maybe trying to round around on this one and play defender, or play offender, excuse me. Not 100% sure. We are looking at 52 seconds into this one. A 2-0 Farmingdale State College lead.
We saw that previous game start off relatively easily. You know, trying to look what avenues you can take, how your opponent plays, and what they do when they're under a bit of duress. It seems like Daemen, they're panicking when they're under a bit of duress. Austin going in for the challenge. Otto will be able to lodge that ball in between the best through. And that touch, Aquatic, nice. But it seems like Daemen, they're struggling to hold this defense.
Defense indeed. Otto blocking this one away right now. Throw an epic save on top of that one. Little halo action. 3-3-3. Reigns come flying in at this one, but Nas says not yet for that. Back to the middle we go. Otto down bottom. His teammates, that's East Best Drew, seeing this one flying on the side, and the Aquatic trying to keep the offensive drive alive for Daemen State.
Offensive side. That's something they need to prove still. That's a good tap onto the back rubber. Nobody there in the box to try and finish this one. Oh, and bury it. Quatic with an opportunity. Punts it up high. Reigns. Awkward. Best through. Out Tad. Mass. Shot from distance off the wall. Best through yet again with another save. And Farmingdale, they show that they cannot defend as well. But Daemen, that's an undefendable shot.
Love to see it. Austin 34013, henceforth referred to as Austin, of course, just outside 3 minutes. And that's going to be a strike back here for your Daemen State College. Love to see it. We're wanting this not to be a one-sided affair by any means. Let's hope that's what we get here in the last 3 minutes, I fear ya.
At least Daemen are able to return the favor, so we're definitely not looking at a similar affair as that previous series. I'm just a bit afraid of that. I don't want to see another absolute clattering here. I want to see a close affair in Daemen. They had a bit of time to warm up, and now they're starting to up the thrusters. Good block here by Aquatic to prevent the shot from going any further.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth here, little ping pong action, striking back and forth and seeing how these reverbs do go. Some perfect ball control right here, but it gets shanked off the top, and just like that, Farmingdale State back on the defense.
50 into the mid. Reigns connecting with Best Drew. Punts it forward also, trying to get the read. It's a bouncer, and it might just roll on in. It's very slow. It's going to be like, what, 2 kph?
Something like that. 22. Wow, nice call. Nice call. Right on point right there. Not 1-2, but 2s. It's 2-2, and I'm not talking dresses. Auto there with the assist from E-Best Drew. E-Best Drew having themselves a fantastic game so far. Checking out the numbers on this one. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 shots, and 2 saves. Some fantastic stuff so far from E-Best Drew.
I'm actually going to be looking at Otto. Otto seems fluent on the pitch time and time again. Every tap of the ball, and even a flipper said earlier, this shot will be swatted wide by Austin. Counter-attack, Aquatic taps it back into the hands of Nas. They're able to set up an attack on the side of Farmingdale. This is where they have to prove themselves on defense yet again.
Dude, Reigns now a strike. I hear solid pass, but that's to be Nas able to keep this one up. I think Daemen State has kind of read what this offense is really trying to get at and is always playing with a single defensive player back. That's a fantastic job because this is a Daemen State College squad that is doing a fantastic job of getting these longer balls out. Multiple times so far, Hyperia. This defensive player back has been forced to play on this one. Again, wants to kind of force their hand.
It seems to me that they kind of have to recover their positions every single time. That they don't have a consistent rotation going thus far. They're able to swat it out. It doesn't really matter, right? Whether they're going to have to scramble or whether they smoothly get it out. As long as they get it out, as also it's a pinch on target. Aquatic still far enough back. Another short Austin. He will rip it wide.
That's another fantastic save there. 42 seconds to go. Relatively low-scoring affair we have here. Score difference of 2. A nice little run on from blue side. That is Daemen State College. Still keeping this one up just over to the corner for right now until we bring it out to the middle. Aquatic in the back, Nos in the front, covered up just like that. And Daemen State going to be trying to bring this one out, Hyperia.
It's true. Carrying on our lead cheekily. Reading the play perfectly. Staring over back home.
Oh.
What? How was that not a goal?
Not 100% sure. I think it was like a random weird pinch play from the bottom. Nos with this nice little controlled action. Nice little stop and drop right there. Not going to matter. Reigns puts in the 4th for your Farmingdale State College. And that is going to be game number 1 in this best of 5.
And the shot count on the side of Farmingdale is ridiculous right now. Tallying on a total of 15. Whoa, that's tough for Daemen to try and fight back from. They won't be able to in this game, of course, but just in general, also going into that next game, it seems like Farmingdale have got a grip on this game that they're not willing to let go.
They really, really have taken it to the numbers. I think the difference here can be reflected in those shots attempted. That's 15. Count them 1-5 there for your Farmingdale State College. Daemen State on the other side putting up 7. So a little bit more of a double-up action for Farmingdale here in game number 1.
Farmingdale, and Throw rocking rooster hat as well. Gotta stay in that farm vibe, I guess.
Exactly. Farmingdale. You want to take a guess as to what Midwest state this is in, because I can almost guarantee you it's in a Midwest state. I don't know. This is completely completely up in the air. I'm gonna Google it in a second if you want to take a guess.
I'm not good at Ohio.
Ohio is technically in the Midwest. I'm with it. I'm going to guess Kansas. Just from the name, like we literally have no. Nassau County, New York. Okay, never mind. This is New York versus. There you go. Hang on. Daemen College is also in New York. Oh my goodness. I completely 100% besmirched the Farmingdale State name. Excuse me. This is the Battle of New York, people. The entire state and all of its residents, city included, depending on the swing of this game right here. Daemen State from a little bit higher up in the upstate, Farmingdale a little bit in the lower state, but both in the state of New York and both doing battle here for who lays claim to the entire state of New York. Yeah.
Oh, Nass wants to join the winning team. He pops on the side of Farmingdale. At least I've got an excuse. I can just say I'm a silly foreigner and a silly European who doesn't know what's going on there over in the US. So you don't have an excuse.
Zero excuse here, High Fury. In this situation, like many situations in my life, I simply have zero excuse. 7 seconds to go in this beginning area. This is Daemen State trying to take the lead early. I gotta ask, you think if Daemen State College takes the lead earlier by, say, 2, then this game 2 will go a little bit of a different way?
Oh, absolutely. If they are able to take it by 2, that's a significant enough margin to have changed something around. They might be able to find a cheeky little counter-attack where they catch them off guard with a quad take quickly getting stopped by Bestru, and at least won't be that specific counter-attack. It just seems to me that Farmingdale, they're patient, waiting for Daemen to kind of miss the ball, and then they'll go for it. They are audacious on the side of Farmingdale, and I like it.
As is custom for these games too, this one being a little bit more of a high octane match. This has been really, really back and forth. This ball really has not spent any time outside of the original neutral 50-50 situation, and the lineup in the middle. This has almost all entirely been in one side of these thirds. 4 minutes to go here, and Ebest Drew for the side of Farmingdale State trying to keep this offensive dream alive. A bouncer, and that's going to be Austin, who can't quite get to it.
It's unfortunate here because it is a double commit out of Farmingdale, one that should be punished, but they pull it off. They actually get a goal out of it. Although a position that he shouldn't really have been in, or at least his teammates shouldn't have been in, he gets rewarded, and yet another time off of kickoff, off the post it goes. Nass wants to carry this away, but Best Drew, they're feeling frisky. They're jumping up the ceiling.
That they are, and what a shank here from Ebest Drew. Accepts the pass, redirected right on in. 106 kilometers per hour. Be contender for one of the fastest. If I have this written right, 119 will be the fastest. I got to cast a game about 2 days ago, Hypheria. 140 on a pinch from opposite third. The fastest I've seen in a while.
One is actually, I think it was 182.
182, like Blink?
Yeah.
Bam?
Yeah, no, but then instead of Blink, it was KPH.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done, little... Wait, KPH?
Kilometers an hour, sorry.
Yeah, kilometers per hour. No, I get it. I have mine because I'm a good Rocket League fanatic. I have mine in kilometers per hour as well. No miles per hour here. No heresy. No heresy.
If you had 142 miles an hour pinch there, that would be
like
insane.
200 kilometers an hour. I know that 80 kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour is about 80 kilometers per hour. So that'd be what, like, 220, 240. I don't know, man. The Americans doing math on cast. I don't want to continue this on.
Probably 220.
I don't want to
say 220.
There you go.
Hello. Well, Bester, he'll distract everyone here. That's the 3-0 right now, buried in. Well, the game outlook for Daemen is bleak.
Is 140 kilometers per hour is 225. You are accurate. Why am I not surprised? 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in this one. A 3-0 situation for Farmingdale State. This is the score difference that they ended game number 1 at, but it's barely halftime. Barely not halftime. Almost halftime.
6 seconds. And then we cross that beautiful halftime. But Best Through wants to introduce it with a goal. They're just doing the play that is hurting the confidence of Daemen the most, whether it's jumping from the ceiling, swinging from the top ropes, and then somehow getting a goal out of it, double committing, or faking it out. Either one of those pulled through is going to instill some doubt on the side of Daemen, which you very much do not want. We even talked about in the interview earlier today. That's a good thing for Rain still back. The interview earlier today, that confidence is everything in this game.
Confidence, the simple ability to go forth and like what you're doing, right? Like go forth, and not just confidence in yourself either. It's like your faith in your teammates to get passes and shots off. Everything right now, confidence, teammates, all those things I just mentioned, really firing on all cylinders for your Farmingdale State College squad. Battle of New York it has been. Farmingdale State gonna be the ones winning it. I apologize for the slander on your name. Being a poor country boy from South Carolina, I hear Farmingdale. I'm instantly gonna assume some, wide open spaces, right? So some farmland.
Same. Ooh, shot from Otto, slow in that. With some wide open space there for Farmingdale. Maybe it's just Farmingdale because they're farming the opponents.
Maybe so. Maybe so. They're liking what's coming out so far. Nobody on the side of Daemen State. The Wildcats here able to take a swipe at that one. About 100 seconds left in this game. Number 2, not over yet. There is enough time to come back, but that's a 20-second per average goal, and that's just for Daemen State to tie it up.
It's just with the entire way this game has already been going, it's not really the likely scenario here. Well, maybe we've seen miracles before. We should give them an opportunity, but first it has to grow some legs. Tiny little feet coming out, and then we can start believing.
There you go. There you go. We'll get the future stats. Height, weight, eye color, everything else like that on this baby here. It's got a lot more has to happen first. Oh, what a hit! Looking for the second. That's Drew. That was a fantastic continuation of the both trajectory and the what is it? How fast it's going. The momentum of that ball there continued across.
Velocity.
My man. That's why you have codecasters like this, Hyperia, right? Or people, that's why you have codecasters like Hyperia, addressing the wrong there.
I appreciate being addressed as well. Honestly, I appreciate you being here with me because we're watching this beautiful game here together in Farmingdale. They are stunting here.
They really are.
Reigns.
I'm going to call it 5 seconds on average per goal. Ain't going to happen. This is a game 2 going the way of Farmingdale State. Now, Daemen College, you're listening to this. Fire in the veins. I want to see it. The comeback of the century. The do you believe in miracles equivalent of Rocket League. Not going to happen. Oh, well. Hopes and dreams crushed. The Battle of New York continues on to a game number 3.
It's a scrappy one here. Daemen, they're down in the mud and they quickly need to wash themselves up and give a good old washing here to Farmingdale, who've had the better of them. Pretty much every single exchange is not just that Farmingdale have won 5-0. It's that Daemen have had 0 shots all throughout. I think that's the most important part.
Wow, yeah, I couldn't believe Hyperia. I guess it's just in my American blood, just immediately distrust anything coming from like an English source like this. But then I had to look at it, right? I'd look at it. 0 shots across the entirety of Daemen State College. This is a game 2 that is simply different, every way, shape, and form from a game number 1. I believe, that was like 15-7, I think. So it was a double-up situation, but 9 is infinitely bigger than, or infinitely more times than 0, right? There's no math there. At least I think so.
There's probably a whole bunch of math, but I get the basic gist of it, and I'm not going to try and explain it further why it is that case, but I think Farmingdale, they've only got 1 more to go, 1 more to tally on. Can they do it in 1, though? Because Daemen, they might just start fighting back. They might just pull something out of, I don't know, deep cavity somewhere and find some momentum here.
Yeah, I mean, the simple fact that Daemen State was able to change up their game plan so clearly, so definitively, and at least have some early success from it from game 1 into game 2 simply tells me that they can change this up a lot. A score difference of 3 and the fact that they scored in game number 1 tells me everything I need to know. Daemen State has the time, they have the skills to pay the bills. Now simply, will they do it? It is yet to be seen. I cannot yet tell the future here, Hyperia.
I was hoping, I was praying that you could, but unfortunately, I at least can tell that it's looking inimical for Daemen here. It's the state of affairs, not necessarily up to par, but at least they get to start this game with a clean slate. You already see Farmingdale stunting from the get-go, and that could be their downfall.
Definitely could be. Daemen State has spent the first 30 seconds or so on offense, and as I say that, of course, Farmingdale taking this out and looking great in an offensive rotation. That's a big takeaway right here. ESU has no option but just continue this one on, now giving it up to Nas. Nas, pop over, Aquatics on the other side. No, it's Nas! That's going to be Daemen State, the Wildcats, roaring forward and striking first in game number 3, and taking the lead here, Hyperia, for the first time in this matchup.
And that's where Farmingdale, I do not like to see this. Right from the get-go, they start stunting, they start running loose with it, and they do get to have a deficit. Unlike Daemen. Now, to punish Farmingdale, just hold on to this lead, but Ratings already with a shot. Also, last man back, 3-on-1 technically, but the ball popped up high, makes it tough to shoot. Nas rips it immediately. Austin still sticking up close. Bester should be able to counter this wide, but Austin, I thought he was going to race him to the boost. I would have loved to see that because it would lock them in. It's one of those long-term plays. Don't immediately go for the ball. Steal your opponent's boost away so they suffocate.
Ooh, that's a second now. Watch and appreciate this one. Fantastic shot from Austin. Reading this one like a book, getting it off the front hood at a perfect angle. Daemen State, lead of 1. No real lead indeed in Rocket League, Hyperia. Lead of 2 is a little bit of a different story.
Be able to get it back if they get a fortunate bounce. It's always Pesco on the backboard, but best through. This is out on it. Now you're putting yourself in a position. Sure, you were able to score 5 goals in that previous game, but you didn't do it from a 2-goal deficit. You did it from the get-go. You were able to have a smooth ride. Now it's you who's probably struggling with that confidence just a bit. These are the ways that reverse sweeps happen against the team that you've had on look. You start being too loose, you get complacent. Now you need to bring it back. Bestro tries his best, but Daemen, they're just going to park the bus.
Yeah, that's simply... I mean, Daemen State scores again. That literally is what they could find themselves in, right? And just kind of play against this time. As it is, that is a situation that's far from their minds. Daemen State looking to get aggressive right here and is keeping this offensive pressure up. Not quite halftime, so this is still anybody's game, but looking fine as wine as Daemen State.
Swats out wide, Reigns up high. Second tap. Inbound, but it's provided by Nas. That's true. To line it up so you can take the boost and the ball all in one go. Otto into Bestru. Now Bestru doesn't have the boost anymore. Otto still with an infield pass, maybe a slicer to put it in the back of the net. Bestru is still with a short close range, and it puts it clean near post.
Yeah, nicely done. A little bounce rebound off this wall right here. That first was not an honest shot from Otto. That was a pass all day long to an EBSU that was in the perfect position. Exactly at halftime. And Hyperia, I do believe that we have a game on our hands now.
Perfectly in halftime. I do like that. Some consistency going through here for Farmingdale. They've got one to go. Bestru up for it. So triple commit out of Daemen. Nelson landing in the net also. Now with a redirect is Bestru to put it wide, but still into the box. That's on the counter-attack. And bumping going on as well on the side of Farmingdale. They should be able to get back in time.
Austin had a shot on this one. Sends it a little bit lower than was necessary. A little bit far out to that left side. Easy peasy. No, it's not. Aquatic looking drippy. And now on the other side. That's how you turn a fantastic defensive performance into points.
He's got his glasses on. That was a perfect read on where the play was going. And the counterattack shortly thereafter, they punished the overcommit from Farmingdale. And that's how Daemen have to play. They don't need to win this in just out-killing their opponent. Because let's face it, Farmingdale, mechanically wise, yeah, they're the better squad. Does that mean they 100% win all the time? No, because right now, Daemen are just playing smarter. They're playing for the counterattack, waiting for Farmingdale to inevitably overcommit, and they'll go strike you down.
Yes, they will. Shot to the middle right now. Nas takes out a demo on his way up to this goal. Offender's going to be deleted out in a 3-2 situation for right now. Ebestro on the respawn now. Now looking like, yeah, that ball comes off a wall. That's a rebound. That would have seen a nasty double touch score right there for the Farmingdale State College member. But we'll see how this one goes. Back on over against Farmingdale State until it's Rain's going to be looking to accept a pass from Eastru. No, that's Eastru over with it. Rain's now looking to get involved. Bounce play. One score separates these two teams.
Well, get your butts prepared because they will be clinched going into this final minute for Daemen. They have to hold to the lead Or extend it with another. Get that safety net going. At least a little bit of comfortability moving in. Farmingdale, they're on the prowl. They're waiting for you to make one wrong move. And a classic that already might be it. Sending it all the way backwards, but it's caught by Austin. Sends it wide into Behrend to the backward of Aquatic, able to swat it wide.
We ended the last lineup there with a classic 1-minute drill. You're down by 1. You got 60 seconds. What do you do? That is what's going through Farmingdale State College's thoughts right now. Reigns definitely wanted to get a little bit lower on that one. Wanted to drop a little bit more. If we use the past to predict the future, a 1-4 game for Farmingdale State in Game 1 and a 5-0 shellacking in Game 2 told us that Farmingdale State was going to come through on this. This is not the situation we find ourselves in right now.
Oh my word, although he's trying to prove that he has the mechanics. He's got the sauce to pull this one back in Farmingdale's favor, or at least get it to an overtime, because then it will be a mental shattering here for Daemen. But they're holding on phenomenally. Nas with an exquisite touch over the top. Bestrue caught it. Austin up high, arranged the trail. Beats out his opponents. Gonna slowly arc on target, but they just have to crowd it. Oh no! Oh my word! That was so close, but Daemen take it home.
Clip it. Clip it. If you're a fan of either of these colleges, go ahead and clip that one. A perfect finish here for your Daemen State as they bring it back from the precipice in the last literal quarter second. This ball bounces, like a quarter second earlier. It's off ground. That's a score. We're going into overtime, and you and I are screaming our heads off. Not gonna matter. Daemen State striking back in game number 3. Again, just run through these again. 4-1 victory against Daemen State College in game 1. 5-0 victory against Daemen State College in game 2. Talk about a turnaround performance here for the Wildcats.
The clinicality for Daemen, though, surgical precision on their shots, 5, and they have it converted 3 out of those. And look at the side of Farmingdale, 8, and they've only converted 2. Daemen, they know exactly how to play this one out, but I do think they got let in a little bit into this game. That could be the way into this series in general. Now Farmingdale might start playing up to par how they can from the get-go, but Daemen, they will have had the confidence boost that they needed.
Confidence boost, again, going to be all the name of the game here. It's how you swagger about this field. It's how comfortably you go forth on offensive pushes and how comfortably you respond on defense there-wise on the other side of the field. We will see how this one goes, but at the absolute least here, I fear we have purchased ourselves some extra Rocket League.
That's what we like. We like to give a good deal here, not just be here for 25 minutes and we send you on your way out. We at least can provide you with one other game, but what a way would it be if Daemen are able to tally on another and start that reverse sweep. They've already started it, but it's only at a very infantile state where they still need to grow into it. Reigns with a pass midfield also. And he's going to be trying to facilitate that attack more and more now.
Yeah, so a little bit of an early demo right here. We'll see if this theme continues here for your Farmingdale State College squad. That's the Rams here on the right. Simply makes sense. Go a little stampede action for them. See if that continues and these demos become more frequent here in game number 4. Behrend, fantastic handling. Nos gets up and breaks this play up, and it's going to be auto!
Into the gym, improving it here. Strutting along. Flexing those gigantic muscles to force it through. Oh no, that's now for Farmingdale. They open up the series, pull Daemen apart, and their confidence that they just got from that last series needs to have a resurgence here to try and get this one back. But it seems like Farmingdale, they're on the prowl. They don't want to give any room to Daemen, and I like that.
Well, first strike here for Farmingdale State. Farmingdale State takes this game number 4. That, of course, means that whoever scored first in these 3 games does go forth and win. Behrend making that situation look all the more likely.
Oh, no. I don't want to see one of the final games, or potentially the final game altogether, be an absolute blowout. Daemen, the first minute, at least not in their favor by any trick of the imagination. Farmingdale, they've been known to be a little bit loose with it. Wouldn't surprise me if they decide not to do that this time and just bang it out consistently to make sure they don't allow any way for Daemen back into this, because you saw what happened the last time round. This is going to stroll on in off to the crossbar. Still Bestrue in the vicinity.
I cannot agree more here, Hyperia. We saw Farmingdale State College kind of take the bad part, the negative effect from that confidence, from that swagger on pitch, right? Game 3, they came out, Gave up one very early and then a second on some fantastic gameplay, a pop play that came from the other side of this pitch. Now we're looking at another run right now, another one given up. Aquatic looking just to get involved there towards Bigot. Now the score difference has dropped down to 1 after we're looking at a Farmingdale State College that played with 0 players back.
Yeah, triple commit. That is not what you like to see. Farmingdale. Best story already says is that he's getting trolled by his own mates, or at least that's what he was complaining about in the previous game. Probably that is continuing. They are messing about a bit. That's not the standard play, standard avenue. It's not to double commit into the pre-jump and then the other one goes off the ceiling. Hello, it's a solo commit, keeping it close, sticking it to his car. Blue being applied, but Nasi rips it off.
Yeah, Nas has been doing some fantastic stuff aerially. I want to talk about this player for a second. It seems like every single time there's honest offensive pressure against Daemen State, he has been able to go up and break that one up. Defensive-wise, he's really been setting up more passes, not so much the solo shooter here for your Daemen State College Wildcats, but again, always in the middle of these plays and allows these to go forth and come to fruition. As it is, though, just outside halftime, 1 second past it, in fact, Farmingdale State strikes thrice.
And they double their lead again, and I don't know, are you a man of statistics?
I am. I love the numbers.
Well, have a look at Aquatic's goal shooting percentage.
Interesting stuff. So, a 1,000% shot completion ratio here. No shots on board for Aquatic, but still made one in. That was, that was the big pinch play from the other side of the pitch that went all the way across, and nobody was there to answer, right?
Yeah, you just stole at the final moment. It's I think as soon as a teammate places it on target and they already get credited with a shot, you don't count it onto your score shortly thereafter. At least that's what the game does, even though when it does happen, and Otto will get a score and bag himself another goal as well.
Yeah, taking it back to the numbers on this one. That's 2 goals Otto, 1 shot on. So the wonkiness continues here, my friend.
It's not looking great. Bit gloom here for Daemen, but perhaps they're able to find a way back if Farmingdale starts stunting again. They've not been too opposed to it. I don't know. I always struggle to see a comeback in this kind of scenario because at Farmingdale, as soon as they have their claws into the match, they are not letting go.
Yeah, that's really, really fair, and that's going to be the 5th now. Ebes Drew, hat trick action. 5 shots on means a 60% completion ratio, and at 5 shots on, that is going to be a fantastic stat. Gotta call it like we see it on the other side. Austin, this is 3 minutes, 17 seconds into this game. Player has 22 points. And that's going to be Otto's 3rd right here. 2 shots on, 3 goals made in.
Brazil, perhaps? I'd like to see one.
All away from it, 100 seconds to go.
They should be able to. Farmingdale, they've got the capability to do so. And I think this is also one of those calls for Daemen right now to just have fun with the rest of the series. And that's really what it's all about. Sure, great that you're winning, but it's about the fun you have along the way. Let's put it that way, and if we're being really cringe about it.
There you go. The friends we made along the way. You see, Hyperia, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Yeah, oh my god. Well, I don't think Daemen are having the greatest journey right now. It's a bit of a rocky road here for them.
Yeah. This nation will taste even worse, especially if they do not find 5 goals in about 65 seconds here. A tough Herculean feat indeed.
Might even be 6 goals in a second. That's true. That's true is an interesting player in my regard, and I'll elaborate on that directly. It doesn't seem that he's the most mechanical. He doesn't really do a lot of spinny, flippy air thingies, but he does do a consistently mechanical stuff. So he does know how to do it, but he doesn't do it with any intricacy. But I do like to, get that consistency going, lad.
Yeah, so this made a little bit more possible. 1 per every 10 seconds. This is still rough looks, very, very rough looks, but Daemen has made purchase themselves a little bit of bringing the room in the coffin.
It's just not looking great. The dagger is plunged, but they're slowly whipping it out, actually. They're starting to troll again on the side of Farmingdale.
Yeah, I like it. This one, this average produced a little bit easier right here. Just need to win some kickoffs, and this is Daemen State College still in this. I mean, where we were looking at 35 seconds ago was 1-6, and all hope lost. Burn the sails. This is a little bit more of a manageable score difference.
They've caught wind. They're able to best through. That's a smart touch. It's cheeky and smart at the same time. You just waste so many seconds of the clock. There's so much time valuable to Daemen. It's worth diamonds, and they might even they will concede another if they get a good kickoff here.
Okay, so this is Farmingdale just playing time at this point. This is decently smart, but Bestru could have put this elsewhere. He's kind of trying to get the pass in, but like High Fury alluded to, next time you see Farmingdale State use this, kind of pay attention to just how much time is being burned off of this clock. That's a 150-50 though, with 2 scores to go. Austin across the middle, and that's a bad redirect. Yes, Daemen State is giving. Farmingdale is giving this one up a little bit, but Daemen State still swinging for the fences. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
It seems to be the case because Bestru is saying in chat game 5, which, no. Well, why? Look, you've had a 6-1 lead. Don't throw. There's no need, and Reigns has got a different opinion. It will land on the ground, and Bestru, it seemed like he was the only one on his team who had that notion. They finished it off Reigns then also.
Yeah, this one coming a lot closer there in the end than it really needed to be. Farmingdale memeing around like a little bit, but I think even they did not anticipate Daemen bringing this one to the absolute line. A 6-5 scoreline in the very end, and a Game 4 performance. Once again, not a clean 3-0 sweep for the Farmingdale State College Rams.
It's really on the side of Daemen. They have to put every single shot that they get, that the opportunity they're almost allowed to get by Farmingdale, because they have been able to lock them in rather handily. But on the side of Daemen, they just were not able to convert at a consistent enough rate, unfortunately. And Farmingdale, they take the series 3-1.
Yep, they will. Yes, they will. We will be going to a very short break. We're getting a little interview action. Only winners in the interview box, though. That'll be one of the Farmingdale State College Rams coming on in to give us a piece of their mind after the game. Stay tuned. Even after your Rocket League is over with, dear viewer, we got some Super Smash Brothers later, I do believe. Be back with you guys in just a minute. Number 1, Reigns.
Bestru already placing it on the crossbar, down indication of what team could be better on the side of Farmingdale as he's season 3 grand champion. That's ages ago, and also he doesn't have any tag, but he can crown Bestru. No tag. Pass. Shot from distance off the wall. Bestru yet again with another save. And Farmingdale, they show that they cannot defend as well, but Daemen, that's the mid. Reigns connecting Bestru. Puts it forward, also trying to get the read. It's a bouncer, and it might just roll on in. It's very slow. It's going to be like
random weird pinch play from the bottom. Nice little controlled action. Nice little stop and drop right there. Not going to matter. Reigns puts in the 4th.
A total of 15. Whoa, that's tough for Daemen to try and fight back from. They won't be able to in this game, of course, but just in general, also going into that next game, it seems like Farmingdale has got a grip on this game that they're not willing to let go. Sorry.
Yeah, kilometers per hour. No, I get it. I have mine because I'm a good Rocket League fanatic. I have mine in kilometers per hour as well. No miles.
Nash wants to carry this away, but Bestru, they're feeling frisky. They're jumping up the ceiling.
That they are, and what a shank here from eBest. 204. I don't know, man. Americans doing math on cast. I don't want to continue this on.
220.
I don't want to
say 220. Hello. Well, Bestru, he'll
go forth and like what you're doing, right? Like go forth, and not just confidence in yourself either. It's like your faith in your teammates. I'm instantly going to assume some wide open spaces, right? So some farmland. Right.
Komodo slow, and that was some wide open space.
Hopes and dreams crushed. The Battle of New York continues on to game number 3.
It's a scrappy one here. Daemen down in the mud, and they quickly need to wash themselves up and give a good old washing here to Farmingdale, who has the better
takeaway right here. ESU has no option but just continue this one on. Now giving up to Nas. Nas pop over. Aquatics on the other side. No, it's Nas. That's going to be Daemen.
Locked them in. It's one of those long-term plays. Don't immediately go for the ball. Steal your opponent's boost away so they suffocate.
Ooh, that's a
Wow.
second now.
All in one go. Otto into Behrend. Now Behrend doesn't have the boost anymore. Otto still with an infield pass. Maybe a slicer to put it in the back of the net. Behrend is still with a short close range. Mid puts it
To that left side, easy peasy. No, it's not. Aquatic looking trippy, and now on the other side. That's how you turn a fantastic kill. This Rain's going to be looking to accept a pass from Eastru. No, that's Eastru over with it. Rain's now looking to get involved. Bounce play. One score separates.
will be a mental shattering here for Daemen, but they're holding on phenomenally. Nas with an exquisite touch over the top. Bestru caught it. Austin up high, range to trail. Beats out his opponents. Gonna slowly arc on target, but they just have to crowd it. Oh my word! That was so close, but Daemen take it home.
Flip it. If you're a fan, frequent in game number 4. Ebes, fantastic handling. Nas gets up and breaks this play up, and it's gonna be Otto. First strike here for Farmingdale State. Farmingdale State takes this game number 4. That, of course, means that whoever scored first in these 3 games, those go forth and win. Fantastic gameplay, a pop play that came from the other side of this pitch. Now we're looking at another run right now. Another one given up. Aquatic looking just to get for your Daemen State College Wildcats. But again, always in the middle of these plays and allows these to go forth and come to fruition. As it is, though, just outside.
They already get credited with a shot. You don't count it onto your score shortly thereafter. At least that's what the game does, even though when it does happen, and Otto will get a score because at Farmingdale, as soon as they have their claws into the match, they are not letting go.
Yeah, that's really, really fair. And that's going to be the 5th now. Ebes on the other side. Austin, this is 3 minutes, 17 seconds into this game. Player has 22 points. And that's going to be Otto's 3rd.
He's the most mechanical. He doesn't really do a lot of spinny, flippy air thingies, but he does do a consistently mechanical stuff. So he does know how.
Themselves a little bit of bring them in the coffin.
It's just not looking great. The dagger is plunged, but they're slowly whipping it out. Actually, there are so many seconds of the clock. There's so much time valuable to Daemen. It's worth diamonds, and they might even they will concede another if they get a good kickoff here.
Just how much time is being burned off of this clock. That's a 150-50 though, with 2 scores to go. Austin across the middle, and that's a bad redirect. Yes, Daemen State is.
No, well, why? Look, you've had a 6-1 lead. Don't throw. There's no need, and Reigns got a different opinion. It will land on the ground, and Bestru, it seemed like he was the only one on his team who had that notion. They've been
And once again, we are back with you guys. A little post-game interview action coming directly at you. FBI Tugboat with Hyperia, and we got Renez coming on in to give us a minute of his time after the game. Renez, congratulations on your 3-1 victory over Daemen State College there.
Thank you. It was something, but
Yes, it was. Yes,
it wasn't. It was definitely should have choked a little bit on the last game. Definitely should have not let that go to a game 4. So that.
Gotcha,
What
gotcha.
happened
There you
there?
go.
I think we got a little too overconfident. I think that was it. We were going for a couple plays, and we got 50'd a lot of times, and then we just got unlucky. But yeah, in the end, we made up for it in game 4. Tried to really cement, I guess, what should have happened in game 3.
Yeah, and it seemed like Drew got relatively vocal in the chat. He was piping up. What were there any anything going on in comms, or was it all calm, cool, collected?
It was calm, cool, collected a little bit too much, honestly. We were joking around. Drew was threatening to just throw to bring it to game 5. It was laughs all around,
There you go. Cool, calm, and collected, and a little bit comedic as well, it seems, over there. So, Renez, I got a little bad news and good news for you. The bad news is that based just purely on your college's name, Hyperia and I were having a little bit of fun, and we both incorrectly predicted Midwest states being where Farmingdale is from. Farmingdale is obviously in the state of New York, correct?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
on Long Island.
There you go. Little apologies coming in from FBI Tugboat here. But hey, the good news is, of course, that means because Daemen State is also in New York. Did you know that?
I did not, actually.
Daemen State also in New York, which means that after putting down Daemen State College 3-1, you and your teammates have henceforth won the entire state of New York. So I have to ask, what are you going to do with your third of the newly acquired state of New York City? In the state of New York, excuse me.
Oh, probably have a parade, we know the fans want it. Have a giant party,
There you go. Parades
simple.
and parties.
Keep it simple.
Parades and parties, I like it. What do you think your teammates are going to do with their 2/3 of the state of New York?
Oh, I could not tell you. Especially Drew. He, I don't know what's going to happen over there.
Yeah, I'd probably explode.
Yeah, a little bit of a wild card over there with Drew. I like it. I like it. Once again, Renez, congratulations again on your 3-1 victory over Daemen State. Before we get you on out of here, Esports U continues on with Super Smash Brothers. I want to ask if you have any shout-outs here.
Any shout-outs? No one that was in the stream, but shout out Nate, shout out Anthony, shout out Steve, shout out Frank, and the rest. Anyone that came to support, shout out them, Shout out my mom, of course,
Absolutely. Gotta shout out mom on the gotta be in there, otherwise there's hell to pay, right?
Yeah.
The congratulations again. That has been your Farmingdale State College putting down Daemen State in 3-1 fashion. We'll be moving on along here. That is SUNY Plattsburgh taking on the Penn State College Super Smash Brothers squad, and that'll be starting here in about 11 minutes or so. That's going to be the absolute GOAT casters, Kilo Miles and username Intel, bringing you guys that action. For now, this is FBI Tugboat and Hyperia telling you so long and goodbye. Last shout outs to EMP Live Design and our producer here, Colton. We are just golden throated casters with beautiful faces screaming out into the void without our producers. We do really appreciate that production help. Back with you guys again, Super Smash Brothers, in just a little bit.
Welcome back to Esports U, broadcasting ECAC. My name is Keelan Miles, on the mic with User Intel, and we're getting ready to go into some SSBU collegiate crew battles, with SUNY Plattsburgh taking on Penn State Behrend.
I am absolutely ecstatic to be able to see these teams go up against each other. Though I may look at them and have a little bit of bias. Penn State had some family go there, so they're definitely going to be looking a little stronger in my eyes. I mean, Gilo, you've had some experiences looking at both of these teams go at each other.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Penn State, but they were able to hold their own against two-time champion NJCAAE previously. I mean, they didn't win. NJCAAE, they went undefeated that season, so you can't really blame them. But either way, some nice records there. Meanwhile, SUNY Plattsburgh, I saw them way more recently, and I can't quite remember how they did, but the way this bracket works, it's a Swiss bracket. It means these teams very close in terms of skill. They're, well, the exact same match differential. That's how a Swiss bracket works. If you're 3-2, you go up against another team that's 3-2, and it makes for some really close matches.
Honestly, I think that makes for a really good setup, and especially each week, each of these teams are going to be looking at each other, I think, in a different perspective, more than enough time. And it does seem that as we get in our way, it's going to be Ridley versus that Pac-Man. And at least for me, I love seeing the Pac-Man, the Packers, just getting set up. But Ridley has always kind of just looked like a stronger character in comparison.
Yeah, the Pac-Man, though, you've got to be wary. Pac-Man camps you like an S tier and boxes you out like an A tier. And either way, they're going to string you right across the stage. Troller with a nice string right there, 46% to open it up, and now here's the ledge trap.
It's already looking strong as we see Trollery just continue to juggle them in the air. I mean, Vaz very much is going to be hit across that stage. It is not going to be able to get back on. Poor Soul's got to start working through, but is able to at least start finding some damage.
And this is the Penn State Behrend. I remember going for the string, the wall of pain all the way off. Pac-Man able to zoom right back to ledge, right in time to ledge trap, and they use the key to set up an off-stage interaction. They're able to get the drag down, though. Vaz starting something up, but with the high jump and the fire hydrant to cover your landing, Troller is gonna be out of danger scot-free.
I mean, the side B able to get some room on this game, still having to be careful. At least Troller is able to get back on that stage. Isn't going to be worrying too much, very much also using Fire Hydrant just to be able to take that space. Does try to break through it, maybe get a hit, but does have to back out as we see Trollery is making a lot of space for themselves, managing to get that key and is looking to launch it, but gets launched in their own right.
Oh, misses that 2-frame right there, and now Vaz is going to be struggling to get this kill. This wall of defense that Pac-Man puts up with the projectiles is hard for any character to get through, but for Ridley, with very limited burst options and a very large hitbox, it's even tougher. Now trying to get around this, but they're forced to regrab ledge. This could be brutal right now, but Pac-Man doesn't have a lot of tools to punish you that hard for regrabbing.
Honestly, you're not very off, though the punishment is still there. Vaz very much struggling to get back on even after slamming down, being able to get back on the stage, very much still being zoned in. Well, gets hit, going to be at a dangerous 177, though just barely managing to break through against the fire hydrant, still at a high percentage. This grab could combo into just an easy kill, but connection error has occurred. I guess it was just a little bit too graphic.
Yeah. Unfortunate right there. I promise you, everybody, we will be getting back into this as soon as possible. But while we wait, I will say Trollery is looking on fire right now. Not only do they have the nice zoning, the nice ledge trapping that you need to be seeing from a Pac-Man player, but they're also getting these massive strings. I mean, 46%, not the biggest string you can get in Ultimate. You'll be getting a lot more percentage than that at other times. But the fact that they're able to open up the game with that and then start camping, that's a good sign for me.
I agree, and honestly, I think what's kind of more impressive for me, it's just the pure and precise control. I think I very much had fallen into the trap that most players often do. I underestimated that Pac-Man and how some players can be so proficient when it comes to juggling you in the air, making sure that you don't leave their strings, and able to get that first stock very early on. I mean, you've already said it. It is going to look like a very impressive series.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind, Pac-Man. Ooh. Yeah, Trollery is going to finish off that battle. We just got word from the Eye in the Sky that they finished that off with 2 stocks on the board. And if you're not familiar with this format, it's a crew battle. That means there are going to be 3 players representing each college. They each have 3 stocks, but the stocks carry over. So if you win with 2 stocks, then you're going to fight the next player on the team with 2 lives. And then if you manage to take away all 9 of the lives, wipe out all 3 of those players, you win the crew battle. But it's not over just yet, is it?
Well, no, it never really is at those moments, because they'll basically redo it until they manage to get that first point. And it brings a lot of strategy if you want to choose one of your strongest players and try to knock in as many stocks as possible, because you could basically be 1 stock going up against another player, 3 stock them, and then kind of repeat. We've seen it happen before, and I definitely feel that there comes that idea. But once they manage to do that twice over, taking out every single stock of their opponents, that's basically when they can consider themselves a little bit of a champion.
Yeah, as now you're faced with the option of what do you do about this Pac-Man. There are some characters that do well against Pac-Man, but they are few and far between. There's a reason Pac-Man, piloted by T, top 8 so many of these majors, top 4 so many of these majors. They are a major threat. Not only are they S tier, without a doubt, but they also have I don't want to call it a gimmick factor, but there is a certain level of matchup knowledge you need to have to do anything against this Pac-Man, because otherwise you're going to be falling for the same traps over and over again. And if you get around those same traps, then Pac-Man has, let me just count. Yeah, too many to count.
I mean, as someone who definitely comes from the more casual side and getting first-hand experience and seeing this Pac-Man, you make a very great case. And, I'm learning as the players are kind of going in of just how deadly that can be in these ideas, especially usage and zoning, making sure that the simple fruit keys, whatever they throw out is forcing their opponents going to have to stay back. That Ridley has no room to push forward, and I definitely feel as a Ridley, you want to try to take control over that game, and yet Pac-Man is showing that capability to kind of break through it, and it very much is a gimmick character. I think there are some characters in Smash you look at and you're like, no, they can't be good, especially if you're not into the tier list as most are.
Yeah. The thing about Ridley does have these massive hitboxes and very early kills. I mean, F Smash, it hits ledge, kills it like 40. If you get a 2-frame with that thing, you're just gone. And you have to get that 2-frame, because Pac-Man is almost impossible to edge guard. With I think it's not invincible, but it's got such a large hitbox that side B, where they throw out the pellet and then follow the trail. Not only do they have that to get back to ledge, but they're actionable after that. So they can side B into their up B, which also has a tremendous hitbox on it. And Pac-Man has so many mix-ups user that it is conventionally considered to have maybe the best recovery in the whole game, alongside characters like Pikachu, Sora. You're not going to touch this character off stage, so you need to hit those 2 frames. And F Smash at ledge is the way to do it. Ridley also has down tilt. Down tilt, one of Ridley's best poking tools, just throwing that tail out, sweeping the legs, and hopefully setting them up for a nice extension with a forward air or something like that.
That makes a lot of sense, but then the question kind of goes on to my mind, and that's really, what do you focus on when going up against that Pac-Man? I feel that, you can obviously go with a character like Snake or somebody with an extensive range. Min-Min's always been a character that's shining, and I guess they see kind of a fundamental idea as Mega Man is actually going to be chosen going up against the Pac-Man.
Yeah, this is a perfect choice right here. Mega Man is a character who can control the pace of the game. They have a very good ground game, plus the ability to have a constant hitbox around them with that leaf shield. Oh, we might have a bit of a technical difficulty. We'll be trying to figure this out, everybody, so just stay calm. I appreciate your patience, well and truly. Smash Online, Nintendo Online, it can get a little dicey. I won't talk about it here and now, but oof, it can get really brutal. So we appreciate your patience. We are working as hard as we can to get this resolved, and hopefully we'll have some more Smash action for you soon enough.
Honestly, I think this gives the viewers more than enough time to kind of sit there and guess how the fight went. You could basically imagine whatever you wanted, claim it's true, and it worked. You could just say that the Mega Man threw himself off the map 3 times, and that's why the opponent still has 2 stocks. That's the things that I like to at least guess. But you talked a little bit about that Mega Man, and I very much feel that Mega Man is good. I like Mega Man. But I feel, aren't there characters who do what Mega Man does, but at better chances, or at least have stronger kill opportunities?
You're right. Mega Man does have trouble killing at times. It can be tough to get those Z-drop Saw Blade setups that you sort of alley-oop the opponent, you drop the Saw Blade down, it hits them at an upwards diagonal angle, and you finish them off with, say, a forward air or something like that. And that is tempting to go to another character, but you have to rely on what you've practiced. Smash is not necessarily a game of counter picks, and especially in Ultimate, where literally every character is viable. I don't say that lightly. We have Ganondorf's top 8ing online tournaments. We have Jigglypuff going from bottom 10 to qualifying for Summit. There is so much potential in every single character in the entire game. Like Ganondorf, unquestionably the worst character in the game. There is a dedicated Ganondorf labber on Twitter who's like, if you fully charge up smash at ledge, it actually pushes you off, and you get an instant action right off of it, so you can do true shield pressure. And, just little setups like that. Every character is viable in this game somehow. I don't understand how. They may not all... It might make it very difficult to practice for every matchup you may come across. However, the character diversity is definitely one of Ultimate's strongest suits, probably one of its biggest successes as a game overall.
Honestly, that very much is one of my favorite points when it comes down to Smash. You never know what you're going into online against a component on LAN. Everything is different, but we are going to be going to at least a technical difficulty break while we get this sorted out. Make sure not to go anywhere, because though we've only shown a tiny bit of Smash, you've got to wonder who's going to win it out, and you need that question solved if you ask me, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to SUNY Plattsburgh versus Penn State Behrend. We had a little bit of technical difficulties right there, but fingers crossed we've got them all resolved as we're looking to get right back into this smash match.
It's already been going relatively interesting behind the scenes as, well, one stock remains for our Pac-Man player, and I gotta say, gotta make sure I'm correct on that, and I do hope so, because the Pac-Man player has been showing up, and to not be able to see them go out in this round, I definitely feel that would be a shame, but quite possibly, yeah, losing to the Mega Man now, up against the Lucas. That's a matchup.
Yeah, Trollery is on a tear right now for Penn State Behrend. 6 consecutive stocks, only losing 2. They're on track to get a full team clear, and even if they don't, they've set their team up for success, as now Mikkel is here trying to make sure that you're not going to instantly lose just to this first player, Penn State Behrend, as they're playing around the center platform, getting the parry right there, but not a true follow-up right there, and with all these projectiles, you can't reflect them.
I mean, the poor soul, Mikey, is just trying to do their best just to set up that PK fire, try to get in at least some setups for damage, and unfortunately, there is just so much going on to the screen that it's breaking out these sides. Being at this distance can help, but look at this, a beautiful way of Trollery just breaking through with that little bit of shockery, especially with the fire hydrant, looking to break it just to kind of give some more leanway. The poor Lucas is finding very little out of this.
Yeah, very little indeed as you get hit by the nair right there. Fire hydrant drops down. As Mikkel, or Monkey? Mikkel, yeah. They're struggling to get off this ledge right now. This projectile play from Pac-Man is starting to get to them, you can tell. Oh, as the fire hydrant launches across the stage.
I mean, what are they really supposed to do? The Lucas is being caught out. There's just so much pressure. And with the projectiles, they are not really able to get back on the stage, having to just use that air dodge to just barely get back on and get a little bit of a hit. And that poor little slow item, it just makes them get a little bit cautious and, well, not pay attention to the fire hydrant that is going to be taking that stock.
Oh, they go for the PK freeze right there. It's not going to connect. And Mikkel is rapidly running out of options. Oh, their jump almost got stolen by that fire hydrant bouncing off the ledge. Now they just try and go for the nair in place, but Ruby is going to call that out, or Trollery rather, as at this point it's getting a little dicey for them. If one of those Galaga projectiles hits, it's going to be a massive combo, but you don't even need it with the fact that you're just boxing them out completely. You can tell Trollery just wants to fully demolish SUNY Plattsburgh.
I respect wanting to make a statement, and, well, they are looking to do so. Just making sure to set up that fire hydrant and then use the projectiles as much as possible. Though, with that very high percentage, they are playing that long game, just looking to try to stop them the moment they get on. However, that PK fire is going to be giving them some space. Now, Trollery is a little bit on the back end, but not going to show it. Look to hit that stun, try to finish it, but missed that up a little bit. Has the fire hydrant, though, just trying to stop them to get onto the stage. One good side smash, one good hit. This Pac-Man could stop it all in one go.
By the time Mikkel is able to take this center platform, Trollery has enough time to pull out one of their fruits and get ready for some mayhem. As they pulled out the key right there. Oh
no!
It's unfortunate. We're trying our best, everybody, and I appreciate your patience. We'll keep you updated on these scores. It's just like listening to baseball on the radio, unfortunately, as we'll be getting into this right again soon enough. But right there, even though Trollery was at 80%, I can very clearly imagine that, well, we could be hearing that Trollery won with one stock, and Penn State Behrend is up 1-0 without even dropping a single player. Remember, they still have 2 players in reserve, user.
I mean, that's a big threat to come back with, and, you know, I definitely agree with the idea that there is most likely that Lucas is stuck onto one stock at a possible chance with winning. I mean, we saw the key is opened out, very strong projectile. You're able to get a lot done with it, so when you're going up against 2 more opponents and you're sitting with one stock on Lucas, I don't think Lucas is one of those characters, you know, that has that capability, I think, to put up that pressure. I do think when you're struggling up against that Pac-Man, it definitely kind of shows. And, you have to wonder what is like the best possible matchup or the best possible scenario if that Lucas is stuck on one stock.
Yeah, I mean, your best possible scenario is to just try and gather data for the next one. As we're getting updates on who won, just double checking on that. Oh, well, it's the exact scenario you predicted, user, as that's Lucas winning with one stock remaining. And like I said, what you want to do right now is gather intel, because you've still got one more crew battle to try and bring this back.
I mean, Trollery has set up their team for a good chance at getting this in the next round. Lucas has always been having that startup, and though they may be on the back foot, this may push them into a new starter. They now know how that Pac-Man plays and how it's going to work. So when, especially going into the next possible round, they're going to have a lot of information and data to set up against it. They were already trying out that Mega Man just as a counterplay. I think it's more up to Penn State to kind of finish this and see if they can stop their opponents from adapting.
And I feel like the Mega Man is, on paper, maybe the best thing you could do. I know one of their players, I didn't see them out tonight, Adam, I'm not sure what tag they play under, has a pretty good Mario. Mario is generally considered to be a pretty good counter for Pac-Man. And I mean, I think they more or less go even, a little Yellow Menace. However, the thing about Mario is when they get an opening, when they get one falling up air, Mario's combo tree is infinite. You can combo into death, you can combo into 80%, and when you're being harassed by projectiles, you've always got that big disjointed reflector in the form of Cape.
It can be absolutely insane, and moreover, just besides from the Mario setups that are in strings that are capable, I feel like Mario just has an answer to everything that Pac-Man can do. Though a good Pac-Man player can definitely play up against it, I think this is more of like a dead even type of counter where you could set yourself up for that victory. You have your little big water gun on side your back. You're able to kind of sleep them off the map. It's a lot that can happen there, and one of my favorite points to see is just these players who practice their Mario and use it to perfection. I mean, even with the counter character, Dr. Mario, who may not be given that much love, still has similar fundamentals of that normal Mario. But I
Very
mean,
true.
Look at that.
Ooh.
We do have that Bailiff.
Mhm.
Bailiff. I'm gonna always get that right, all right?
Yeah, it's that, I guess, would be Zaidid. Zaidid, yeah. Going up against, who was that? Mikkel? From the previous one in. Oh, yeah. One stock remaining, if you remember. So now it is up to them to try and get some more info. And we might not even get to see the conclusion of this match. I apologize, folks. But one Lucas against one Byleth. Now, Lucas is known for being good in the air-to-airs, which means when you jump up with an aerial, Lucas, think about that forward air. It's a big old hexagon on the tip of that little boy's foot. However, Byleth has a spear. You're not getting past that. You're not. You would need to somehow outmaneuver Byleth every time because you're not going to get trades, and you need to do this for 3 stocks. It's not looking likely, and I don't like to call matches before I see anything. However, I'm not seeing a way around this.
It definitely sets up a difficult, line to break through. Byleth is extremely strong. Their moves have long reach, though, but I feel their biggest weakness does go down to how slow and they do struggle at that close range. Lucas, similarly, can kind of deal with those issues, and I feel that your main focus is very much just looking to punish your opponent as much as possible. However, you're kind of still stuck in that bit of neutral. I don't think rather that Lucas is going to be having the advantage. I think this is up to the player to basically play frame perfect and not get that Bailiff the opportunity to even charge up a move or get those long range attacks, even with their down smash. That has a tiny bit of super armor and can kind of charge through things at times.
Yeah, it can, and Lucas has got some super armor smash attacks of their own, and that might be a little bit of a factor, but again, I'm not expecting to see a victory here. I'm expecting that we're going to run it back in the next crew battle and hope, beyond hope, that maybe, just maybe, we're going to get something better here. The thing about this, though, you've got to consider, even if you're playing, like you said, frame perfectly, it's still not going to be enough. Even if you're hitting the perfect execution all the time, Lucas just doesn't have the combos. Unless you're able to do Lucas's infinite 0 to death, which does exist. It is an incredibly tight window. Lucas has that Zaire. That's when you grab in the air and he throws out that little snake as he lands. There's a technique called double jump canceled Zaire, where you can chain together Zaire after Zaire after Zaire in a true combo and carry people straight to the ledge. And then if you instantly do a reverse aerial rush back air, or I think also an attack canceled back air will work as well. Either way, what that does is it turns you around right as you jump. And then you can get the spike kickbox of that bear. 0 to deaths a lot of characters in this game. Though as I'm saying this out loud, I'm realizing that Byleth is maybe one of the few characters who could live that. Because not only do they have the longest tether recovery in the game, but they also have the ability to tether into the stage.
Wait, they can tether into the stage?
Yeah. They can literally snap right into the stage. And we did get word of who won right there while I was talking and just double checking on who that was again. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is going to be Penn State Behrend, who are getting the first point on the board right now.
You know,
1-0 in a dominant fashion.
Can't put it against them. Going up against 3 stocks is incredibly hard as that Lucas. But I think the bigger question goes to my mind is why the Lucas specifically. I think more generally that Ness is considered a lot stronger in where Ness kind of works in. I mean, Lucas works in. So why not go with that character who at least has a bit more playtime, a lot more, I think, stable usage of abilities?
Yeah, I like the idea of character switches, but we haven't gotten a lot of word about secondaries. And if you're not practiced on a character, going to them just because they win a matchup is almost always a bad idea. The one character that people do that with, and it works, is Pyramithra, because that character... Okay, I'm not going to say they play the game for you. That is not true. It's never been true of any character. No.
Okay,
it's
fair.
never been true. There's a reason they only just now won. No, they just solo won their first major with Cosmos winning Glitch Infinite last night. There's a reason that only recently happened. Because Pyramithra, while they are very good, they keep you in disadvantage the entire time. Like, even though they don't have a lot of, like, true combos, you get a 2-hit combo, then they're still in disadvantage, then you get another 2-hit combo. So you're able to switch to them. A lot of players are just able to use their fundamental skills in Smash Brothers that transfer over from pretty much any character to get a win with Pyramithra. But even if you did that, there's still some very big skill differences that we have been seeing from Penn State Behrend that it would be very hard to surmount.
Ooh, very much the odds. But now we get a moment. You know, the players on the side of Penn State, they're not really going to be refreshing because their last player basically just comes right back in and continues going through the matches. And you're basically going up against Platt once more. And it is against that Byleth, though we didn't get the chance to see how that match worked and really what capabilities they had to use. I think that Byleth has a bit of more hypotheticals, though the bad matchups are possible, and you've already got to see a little bit of what Platt has run. I feel they do have a good, at least, set of characters in their own roster that are pretty good to kind of take those stocks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which characters in their roster might be good for that setup. Let me think. They got the Mega Man. I think the Mega Man, out of what we saw, is definitely the most consistent. Just because we didn't get to see a lot of the roster isn't that fresh in my mind, as I'm just double checking when... All right. It looks like we're getting a a workaround to this little connection problem. So if we're all ready, I'm just going to go to a little bit of one more technical difficulty break. When we return, we should be back with a full match. So, oh wait, just double checking that we are able to do that right now. Yeah, okay, we're going to go to a tiny little break. We will be right back with Penn State Behrend versus SUNY Plattsburgh. We are back. We are back, everybody, with SUNY Plattsburgh taking on Penn State Behrend. Penn State Behrend up 1-0 right now in terms of crew battles, but we're getting into the second one. There is a slim chance SUNY Plattsburgh can bring this back, but they're up against the same demon they faced before, Trollery.
That's absolutely terrifying. Pac-Man may not have any more games, but Trollery is just looking to continue the franchise, has just been showing a relatively dominant, or at least very impressive performance throughout these series, technically only losing a stock to each opponent. And with only having 3, it only made sense that at the end, that's when they lose and their teammates can clean it up. But look at that, Trollery not going actually on the Pac-Man. Dr. Mario!
This is... okay. Everyone has a pocket Dr. Mario. Everyone thinks it's the best in the world. We'll see if that's true for Trollery right here as they're up against Vaz, who's going to take this opportunity all the way home. Dr. Mario, a terrible recovery, and Ridley has the tools to interrupt it. As you can see, 51%. Trollery is being completely boxed out right now, and that aggressive air dodge is going to be caught out.
I mean, there's a reason why we see people play that standard Mario, and Trollery very much is just looking to get anything out of this, but Vaz very much just looking to get a quick kill using that up B and recovery, just trying to get that damage. And unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that lock come in, and you're once again back on the edge with little options to bring it back. You are able to at least force your opponent out, but I mean, Ridley doesn't have that much of an issue getting back on the stage comparably to the Dr. Mario.
Unfortunately, right now, you're right there, but can you get Dr. Mario back off stage? At this point, you've been ledge trapped for 88%. You're going to whiff the up smash because of the jump cancel, and now you're able to get the down throw into the up air. The pill goes all the way down. You've been lapped in percents after 80% unanswered. This is worst case scenario for Vaz, as that down tilt at ledge is going to set up perfectly into the scoop up tilt.
I mean, you gotta give Trollery some love. We looked at the Dr. Mario initially, and there's a lot of threats and worries that we have on it, but already taking that first stock, making sure to play around that edge, doesn't want to get hit by the smash, so they just go in, try to get that chain. Unfortunately, it does get broken, and while they're trying to break down the shield, it gets incredibly low, and now Vaz is in a dangerous situation. You had to rely on that parry just to be able to kind of break out of the chain.
You certainly did, as now Vaz down a stock against his Dr. Mario. You've got to find the kill. That side B, that's going to do it. Okay, 2-2, but you're down at 88%. A down tilt right now could just be a kill, or the raw forward air, the aerial smash attack right there, more or less. You're just fishing for these up airs, these sharking aerials.
I mean, it's only getting scarier and scarier as Trollery using the projectile solely just to get some space back onto the stage. And ooh, that was a little bit scary. Having that tiny bit of knockback could have been a problem, but look at this. Trollery's just looking to take over that edge, stop them from even getting the armor that comes with it, though. With that recovery, they're able to cleanly break through. The fire's not going to be looking to stop them from getting in, and though you managed to break away from that grab, you're still not really being able to hit your opponent. Wow, we see Trollery getting a lot more value, and look at this, forcing their opponent back on the edge, getting them onto the stage, and taking the stock right with it.
Going even right now. Vaz, an opportunity here with Dr. Mario at ledge. We saw how detrimental that could be before, but the down tilt is going to get them right off. A nice raw back air, though, to get them back in this game and drifting all the way out, knowing Dr. Mario has no options when you just walk up to him and back air.
I mean, that's what you're looking for. You've now brought this tide. Trollery no longer on that Pac-Man, though, is looking to at least juggle you a tiny bit. Now, they're back onto this edge. Vaz very much not wanting to, trying to play more into the middle of the stage, but it ends up getting hit back over to this edge, and it's not really looking too good. Very much turning into a very defensive playstyle as Trollery continues to push forward, continues to push them onto the edge, and that side beat leads to your own punishment, though it isn't your own death.
Yeah, that noggin gonna set you up for death right here. 135% confirmed into that forward air right there. 150, anything will kill right now. They're fishing for anything. That late nair, that's a terrifying kill move right here as they go down with the back air, trading. They're both flying through the air together, but the forward tilt gonna put them in disadvantage for a second, blocking the Dr. Tornado.
Having to play extremely reactive. Vaz is just waiting for their opponent to have a little bit of delay after the shield, and then they just go for a hit. This grab will help as that Mario is not really going to be having the opportunity to get back on the stage. Trollery not able to bring in that clutch as they've done before. Vaz, while taking that victory, still remains at 1 stock going into the next set. Not the brightest scenario, but it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, not at all, as this is the first time SUNY Plattsburgh has had a lead. Can they convert this into something bigger? We can only hope so. But the issue is, that was trollery doing a little trolling.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Mario, even though a lot of players think they have the sickest Dr. Mario on the planet, and Dr. Mario has top 4, top 3 grand final, gotten a ton of good results online, the character is fundamentally lacking. As you saw right there, one stray nair and they were just dead. There was no way to recover. That's something you've got to keep in mind when you're on this character, and Trollery just wasn't able to do it. So now the other players on Penn State Behrend are going to get a chance to shine on the stream.
Yeah, we're actually going to be able to see Penn throw out one of their last players that we didn't get to see the chance, but more than over, we're going to be able to see that pilot. And when going up against a character like Ridley, I think they're pretty set. There's a lot of characters, at least on this roster, that I feel have a good matchup against that character, especially when it comes to those who choose to play at that range style. With Vaz being at 1 stock, you don't have that room to try to bring it back. I think you put Ridley in a very dangerous game.
Any character with a strong punish game and a strong just combo game in general is going to have a field day with Ridley, because Ridley's a big body. I mean, you can see it. Ridley big. Very big hitbox. However, how heavy do you... just take a guess. How heavy do you think Ridley is comparatively to the rest of the cast? Give me like a range. What character do you think they're around?
I think Ridley would have to be at least in the top 6 at best. The character, while can fly, yes, still has... No?
Nope. No. Nowhere close to the top 6. They're closer to like Mario. They're a midweight.
Oh.
And that is detrimental, because that means not only do you get comboed around like a heavy, but then you get killed like a midweight. Like, they are not one of the heaviest characters in the game. They're like maybe slightly above average. And like, congrats on that diet. You're very bony, but still, it's so tough. Those hollow bones, they get you.
That's what happens when you come from a franchise and you show up for once a game. Though that really, let's talk about the hypotheticals when it comes down to the opponents that could come out. Ruby, who often playing that Bayonetta in Inkling, aren't the worst setups. I don't think we'll often really see them. I do think the Bayonetta is strong, but it seems that Ruby really just wants to rock out on that Min. And I mean, I'll give respect. I was talking about you. Maybe you just wanted to break expectations, but if there's a character to break through, it's going to be that Min.
Yeah, Min terrifying online, dominating online tournaments for the entire era since she was unleashed upon Smash Ultimate. Now, with these 2 taunts, you're about to find out why. A nice bit of opening with that fireball, though. And here's the thing. If you get up in Min's face, there's not a ton she can do about it. She's got a great up smash, sure. But that's her really only option. As you can see, these nairs are called out repeatedly.
Just having to play at that space, that's what you're looking for, especially when your entire character's kit is all, very range-based, nothing to deal in these close combat scenarios. Now you've lost that edge of the stages, meaning that you're more trying to just focus on this edge, as Vaz either really wants to go aggressive or misses out on that opportunity. The shield does give them a little bit of room, but they don't really find too much out of it. But that recovery helps until the smash breaks through, and Vaz is looking a little bit happier now.
Yeah, they certainly are, as they're able to get a little something started, but then all of a sudden, they're in the corner. Are you going to get out? Well, that's 40% already on Min. Not terrible at all. Vaz is looking to bring this all the way back as Behrend pulls out all their secondaries. Throwing the fireballs across the stage right now. Vaz barely able to try and land. Now you're forced to try and get off ledge against Min. Either one, the laser or the megawatt, will kill. As they go all the way off stage again, very dangerous play right now from Ruby.
Ooh, and a good grab. Vaz is very much now having to just be as careful as possible. You're already at such a high percentage, and look at that. Ruby is just trying to land any sense of it, and is stopping them from being able to touch on this point. Vaz is looking manages to get those air swipes, but look at that! There's a reason why we said Min has a chance, and a very good one at that. and that's just the reason why that range is so ridiculous. Off the stage, a good 6 miles away, still managing to get that kill.
Oh yeah, they are. They have more than a chance, user. It is so difficult to watch out when Midman can control a third of town and city with just one arm, and then they can throw out 2. You saw they were off stage. They were off stage, like 5 feet, social distancing off stage, and they still hit them with an aerial smash attack and finish them off. That is the power of Minmin.
I mean, even then, Minmin still had so many options left in the book. I think that's when you really just gotta go for a little bit of trollery, not player intended, and just be as rude as possible, especially if you're down on that one stock. Maybe like try to go for something a little bit more risky, give your team a little bit more health. But that Minmin being now set on, you have an opportunity of going up against a DK or Mario from Adam, or from Mike, a Mega Man. And, you know, I want you to kind of lay out that case, because the Minmin has some very good range, and as you said, a lot of players seem to do very well with her, but when going up against a, possible Dr. Mario, another sense of that, I don't know how well they'll have kind of an upper game against. I still feel that Minmin has a strong defense.
Yeah, Minmin definitely has a strong defense, and there's not going to be one character that's like, oh, you just go them and you're going to win. I mean, Mario does all right, obviously. Mario does well against pretty much everyone on the cast. That's why he's such a good character to pick up, because Mario is just consistency. He's Mr. Consistency. However, I think the Mega Man, out of what we've seen so far, would be the best call. I mean, you've got that Lucas Mickle from the end who did pretty well, but based on the previous order, I would guess the Mega Man. Yeah, that's going to be the matchup we're going to see. Mega Man, you're going to be looking for a lot of the, you're going to lean heavily on your B button. You're going to have the Saw Blade out as much as you can. You're going to have Leaf Shield out as much as you can, and that's going to be your best bet to try and close the distance and get a hit in.
Yeah,
as you get the ledge trapping going.
Very much where the little things are going to matter the most. Ruby having very little chance to kind of even get their moves out, getting hit by that shield, though the Leaf Shield kind of more hitting the air. Ruby's still going to be looking to try to get some sense, and it's, as you said, using that down B side, looking to just stick it onto the shield. It's not going to be able to land, but I mean, the Min Ruby able to come back in, starts to get a couple links, doesn't manage to finish it out, but now at 62, Mega Man just has chip damage in comparison.
Ooh. And there we go, the Leaf Shield is the nice opener, a landing tool right now, but if Ruby can even get one stock off the board, that's going to give Behrend an advantage going into their final stock here. They've got the ledge trap going, and that's beautiful right there, using the up smash to anti-air the platform.
It's a really good defense. Now, Vaz very much trying to use this shield as a defensive precaution, but also as a way just to get that bit of damage and get those side knees up airs into it. Unfortunately, not going to land, losing that stock. Now we're in a very even scenario as we see the Leaf Shield just be thrown to the side, but I mean, Ruby is winning when it comes to these mid to long range type of fights. The Mega Man is over-reliant onto the Leaf Shield. Is it hurting him?
I don't think so. Mega Man can pretty much throw out that Leaf Shield unpunished, as we've seen most of the time. It's just a great option because it's a constant hitbox around you. Most characters would kill for that. As you're able to get the Tri-State Twister rolling around and grabbing, you know exactly where Coffee is from.
Oh, Coffee just looking to make things extra spicy, make sure that caffeine is there, though the smash guard isn't really going to be able to land. Coffee gets caught out after throwing the shield, now juggle a little bit into the air. Still not going to have a good chance to get back on the stage, but Mega Man doesn't have a terrible recovery, and especially with that, wait, oh no, an unfortunate scenario as they air dodged on the edge and they glitched through.
And now you're stuck in a very precarious situation. The F smash, though, from all the way in center stage is going to finish them off. That little projectile right there catches so many players off guard, as now even game on Battlefield to try and decide who is going to take the lead in this second crew battle.
The pace is now kicking into gear, and well, this fight very much wanting to be played on the edge, though they spend their time on the side until, look at that, Ruby just able to get in that aggression, the shield dodge allowing them to get back in, but just look how aggro Ruby wants to be, trying to get any form of knockback onto them, playing their midway, and poor Vaz, well, Coffee Eye more of it, is needing to kind of use that shield just to get that room in, but this is a scary spot.
Yeah, it certainly is, Intel, as now you're pretty much at kill percent if they catch you with the right move, but you can see Ruby knows that if they stay on the megawatt, they're going to be punished hard, but they might be punished hard anyways, as the F smash at ledge catches their jump again. Coffee is catching on to the fact that Ruby wants to be aggressive here. Ruby looking to snap to ledge. They get past the fist again. Is this the comeback we need? It's even, dead even right now, both at kill percent.
This is absolutely anxiety rising, though Coffee, not one to be used to this adrenaline, is looking, gets that guard. Look at that beautiful fire swipe, as they tend to call it. No, nobody calls it. It's the flame slash. And well, you're able to take that stock on the edge. Ruby not expecting it. Now Coffee take the lead at least. But still, moving back to that one stock situation is not going to be the brightest sunshine in your day.
Yeah, it's certainly not, as even with the one stock lead, based on the skill that Penn State Behrend has demonstrated in the past, there is some possibility that this one player remaining can get rid of your 4 remaining stocks. All they need to do is get a 3 stock, which we saw before. Remember, that Byleth, they won with 3 stocks, and then they go into an even game with your anchor. And even in an even game, well, there can be some pressure here. If you lose these consecutive matches, you're out of this game. If Penn State Behrend loses, they've still got another crew battle to bring things back. They can go back to their mains. They can sit in style. However, this point differential does matter. SUNY Plattsburgh, they need to seize this opportunity. They have a lead, and they can't let it go.
I think that's the scariest point. They don't really have that much of a safety net. We saw how the Pac-Man worked, and I think that's by far the biggest threat. Still, though, you don't just want to throw yourself out in the gutter and say, nope, this is not what we're going to have to do. They are still managing to at least bring this as close as possible, and it's working well. You do have those hypothetical opponents, the Byleth, the possible Incineroar that comes out of Gamerman. And I think more than anything, the Incineroar is by far the character that scares me in that type of matchup. Though, Mega Man, I've very much been liking how these Leaf Shield usages have been catching me at least off guard. You know, sometimes you just forget how you get that full circle hitbox, and, well, catches me off guard at least.
Yeah, it's just, as I said, it's a constant hitbox out around you, and that Leaf Shield, you just have to respect it. Non-stop, it's never ending. The Leaf Shield is always going to get you. As we're looking to get into the final game right now, it looks like it's going to be the Byleth coming out as the last stalwart defender of Penn State Behrend. Can they bring it back against SUNY Plattsburgh? We're about to find out. We're getting into the arena now. 1 stock on this Mega Man, and then very likely the Lucas coming out right afterwards. The Lucas that they got the stock off without a hitch last time. This is their opportunity right now. They just need to clean this 1 stock off the Mega Man in order to get an even game in overtime.
I'm excited to see the Byleth work and go the strong attacks. I think they could power through against the Mega Man, but as the taunt says, close range only. I don't really think that's the game the Byleth wants to be playing at all, as Coffee throws themselves off the edge. This is now going into that final stock, and they're already set, getting that saw through. How does this matchup work, especially when this mid-range character decides to go in for the close and manages to get some good damage in?
Zaidid right now is showing off why Byleth has been so consistent in MK Leo's hands. Mr. Consistency right here. The Flame Slash right there is going to stack on a bit of damage, but now you've got to get land when Byleth has all these disjoints, and even your fist can't get you past them. The Leaf Shield gives you a breath of fresh air, though.
It definitely does. However, it does not last forever. You lose that invulnerability, and, well, you're going to be hit with that log chain, catching you off guard. Though that beautiful dodge manages to save you from the grab, but now you just need to get back on the stage, and that's the hardest thing to do against a character like this. At 38%, we're looking at one last stand, 3 versus 3. We'll have to see Sunny Platts go all the way if they want to be able to bring this back.
A quick finish right there from Zaidid, and that is why Byleth is so powerful in the modern metagame. They don't have a lot of tools. They're very slow, but they have the most consistent kill confirms I've ever seen on a character. And you might say, oh, blah, 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 everyone else. No, because MK Leo's hitting them all the time and I'm biased. You gotta understand, if they get the up tilt, if they get the down tilt, that little whip, they're gonna connect it into the up air, which is a kill. If they get the right hit of Nair on the landing, it's going to connect into dash attack. That's a kill. If they get the right hit of dash attack at the ledge, that's going to connect into forward air. That's a kill. If they get the up B, it's going to connect into back air. That's a kill. If they get the up B at low percent, it's going to connect into the down air. That's a kill. It's all straight up murder. Every single time Byleth catches you with one of their confirms, and your only hope is to outspeed them, to outrange them, invalidate them. Because if they get in and play their game, they have the confirms to end your stock in a second.
I mean, that's what happens when you ask Nintendo stop adding Fire Emblem characters that are just sword fighters. They'll add one who's good at basically everything else surrounding that. But you mentioned speed, and they're very much going to sort of rely on it. Though we have this room of possibility of what they might run, we do know Adam, as a player, tends to favor more of that DK and Mario. And I'm going to put hands down, all right? I'm going to put my honest opinion. I think you just go for that Mario. Don't even risk the DK.
Oh, no. Byleth is a true 0 to death on DK at 0, off of 1 up B out of shield. Trust me. The way Zaidid is playing, they definitely have that on lock. However, I'm not sure Adam's going to be coming out just because we did see the Lucas earlier. We'll see if that is a factor. Again, a very large roster in SUNY Plattsburgh, so the fact that we don't know everyone is a good sign. The Lucas was unknown before today. As look, the stage pick is coming out now. Oh, putting on a show for us. Where are you taking us right now?
Oh, 3D
No, I don't think that's
land.
right.
Yeah,
I don't think that's right.
I think they're living in a 3D reality because they seem to see a dimension that we don't even notice at all. I don't even think 3D land has been. Is that even legal?
No, it's not. We're just getting the final stage picks underway. It's looking like Town and City is going to be the pick. This long range is understandable. You want to be able to put distance between yourself and Byleth, but what you've got to be scared of is the tiny side blast zones. It makes it so much easier to kill off of the side, and that benefits both Lucas and Byleth. However, if you get caught off by the side of the stage by one F smash, by one F tilt, you could just die at 60.
This is going to be relatively even matchup, but these players, they'll show us to see, is it really that? We'll have to note that PK Fire just looking to find the opening, though no big confirms off of it. Still, being able to have the defensive sides playing at this range to where, we're not seeing the Byleth get too much off these hits, but look at the range, just trying to stop them from getting to the guard. The delay from the PK Thunder actually works wonders for this.
Yeah, it certainly does, as there's the up B right there, but a good DI away. Maybe could have gotten the back air right there, but it is a mix-up. But now, Zaidid has the opportunity to catch onto your directional influence habits as they get in the back air right there, falling. Tech rolling towards the ledge. That's a scary situation, but an unexpected one. I don't blame him for going it.
Yeah, using these arrows just as a deterrent, basically warning you to not as close. It does seem that Mike, very much struggling, gets hit with the up B slam down to the ground. A good swipe, and this could be the end of that Lucas's life. It's just what Byleth has been shining on, though not being able to hit Lucas's small hitbox will benefit, but The up smash definitely makes a statement with grabbing you that way.
Yeah, scooping you right up into that tornado of a whip. Now you have a stock advantage after being behind. Penn State Behrend looking to finish what they started right now with that grab. But SUNY Plattsburgh, this is their one chance to bring this back. Mikkel, their last hope right now is being comboed off the stage. The charged F smash, oh, that was an inch away from the little boy's face.
Yeah, that's when you gotta be happy that your hair is built the way it is. If it was just a pixel higher, maybe you would have just, got hurt in the hitbox, or rather the hurt box.
But there's the tech chase.
Yeah, there is the tech, and now they're forced playing onto the side of the edge. Though, look at that! A beautiful hit, making sure that they get back on, but before they can even try and use the freeze, well, that arrow is going to be making the difference, though. Use that PK Thunder looking to break them, get them as far away as possible, and it seems that, well, it's going to work in the end. That chain can only go so far, but now at 103, it's only scarier now.
Yeah. Any one of Byleth's confirms will most likely kill you right now, but spot dodging that forward tilt, that's a nice bit of decision making right there. The Nair is a good combo starter, but you can't follow it up into anything yet.
Impressive. The defense just looking to keep their distance. These PK fires have been absolutely on point, as they have just making sure that this Byleth has no room. Uses the grab, throws them on the side of the edge, and I mean, look at the damage that they have been racking up. Been managing to get just back on with the up B, but still playing the caution game. It doesn't even matter when the unfortunate fact of the shield break plus the arrow strike.
Headshot.
It'll take you out.
That was beautiful. That was completely beautiful right there, user. As now, look at this. You've got to finish them off, and there's that confirm I talked about, 42%.
It's a dangerous game. You're basically going kind of against the wall, and the confirms makes it dangerous, though. Look at that. Able to hit that neutral. We're looking. Ruby wants to hit it. Unfortunately, is going to be missing out the game on the edge. That's not going to be helping out. Now, look at this. Playing closer to the side, gets hit by that PK Thunder. Wasn't ready for its own frames. Now onto the defensive still, moving in forward. They are close to that kill confirm range, and, well, they still have a whole stock just to be prepared. And now they have to use it if they want to win.
Mikkel's up B has been the hero of this game. Being able to get those low percent kills on Byleth by carrying them away from the stage. That's your one chance for bringing this back. But you go towards the ledge against Byleth. A bold move, but the bravado pays off. As now you have advantage for a second before you're sniped out of the air by the bow once again. The up B whiffs. Now you have another chance, but the Nair puts you in disadvantage again. Can you get it back this time?
I mean, you kind of just have to. They're playing around this shield. Both of them just looking to break it or at least get a hit when they're not using it. Playing at the center stage, this is where they're looking to just make those statements, but one quick slash forces one side to the edge! The side B sending you out of the game! And now we see the victory land as that violence shows you that no game is ever safe when you have such strong attacks.
No game indeed, as Penn State Behrend put on a show tonight on their mains, on their secondaries. They had a magnificent performance without. Oh, SUNY Plattsburgh, they almost brought it back. Almost, but Zaidid clutched it out against the final two remaining defenders of SUNY Plattsburgh, and they're taking home that 2-0 win for Penn State Behrend. Magnificent performance.
I gotta say, absolutely. The comeback was possible there, and I think the more we saw it, the more we saw the perfection and adaptation against that Byleth, especially, as you said, the PK Thunder, the up B, just managing to help get in not only that little bit of chip damage, but stop them from getting back on the stage. If there's anything you can do to make sure that you win, it's make your opponent who has one of the best recoveries, not able to use it.
And, well, now we can ask them about how they invalidated those recoveries a little more, and also just general tidbits about how they got this magnificent win, as we are going to go to a brief interview in just a couple of minutes. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with an interview with Penn State Behrend.
It's already looking strong as we see Troller just continue to juggle them in the air. I mean, Vaz very much is going to be hit even after slamming down, being able to get back on the stage, very much still being zoned, and, well, gets hit, going to be at a dangerous 177. So just barely. They are not really able to get back on the stage, having to just use that air dodge to just barely get back on and get a little bit of a hit in that poor little slow item.
Hill goes all the way down. You've been lapped in percents after 80% unanswered. This is worst case scenario for Vaz, as that down tilt at ledge is going to set up perfect.
Able to kind of break out of the chain.
You certainly did, as now Vaz down a stock against his Dr. Mario. You've got to find the kill. That side B, that's going to do.
From that grab, you're still not really being able to hit your opponent. Wow, we see Trollery getting a lot more value. And look at this, forcing their opponent back on the edge, getting them onto the stage. Out on that opportunity, the shield does give them a little bit of room, but they don't really find too much out of it. But that recovery helps until the smash breaks through. Any sense of it is stopping them from being able to touch on this point. Vaz is manages to get those air swipes, but look at that! There's a reason why we juggle a little bit into the air. Still not going to have a good chance to get back on the stage, but Mega Man doesn't have a terrible recovery. And especially with that, oh no, another scenario as they air dodged on the edge and they glitched through.
And now you're stuck in a very precarious situation.
Getting used to this adrenaline is looking, gets that guard. Look at that beautiful fire swipe, as they tend to call it. No, nobody calls it. It's the flame slash. Evan Shane catching you off guard, though that beautiful dodge manages to save you from the grab, but now you just need to get back on the stage, and that's the hardest thing to do against a character like this. At 38%, we're looking at one flat bin shining on, though not being able to hit Lucas's small hitbox will benefit, but the up smash definitely hit, making sure that they get back on, but before they can even try to use the freeze, well, that arrow is going to be making the difference, though. FPK Thunder looking to break them, get them as far away as possible. I mean, look at the damage that they have been racking up. Been managing to get just back on with the up B, but still playing the caution game. It doesn't even matter when the unfortunate fact of the shield breaks them, just looking to break it or at least get a hit when they're not using it. Playing at the center stage, this is where they're looking to just make those statements with one quick slash, forces one side to the edge. The side B sending you out of the game.
Welcome back, everybody, to Esports U Broadcasting ECAC. We are here with an interview with Zythid from Penn State. Behrend, after that last game win, Zythid, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely deserved. You got a very nice win.
Yeah, and honestly, I gotta say, it was very impressive, especially in the start. So I want to get an idea, especially for your guys' own warm-up prep. How do you guys, or maybe just how do you yourself kind of get ready for these matches?
Well, I just practice online, honestly. I know it's not the best way to practice, but it gets me warmed up. I know I'm having fun, so at the end of the day, I just want to have fun, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mentality you've got to be having. And I mean, talking about having fun, we saw a lot of the secondaries showed off today. Definitely having a little bit of fun there, but they were all very good. Like, I'm not going to say that they were trolling or anything. They were very good secondaries. So in your college's friendlies, do those secondaries come out a lot?
Not at all. I have never played Trollery's Dr. Mario. I have played Ruby's like Min a couple times, but other than that, nah.
I stand
Definitely.
corrected.
I guess that's something to look out for more in the future. But when it comes down to the secondaries, how do you specifically even look out for them? I know every player has a different idea. So when you think about a secondary, what does it mean for you?
I just like who I want to play, honestly. And I secondary just Pyra. I don't use Mithra because I think it's a lot of fun to use. Because it's very similar to Byleth. You know, they're not that fast. They pack a punch. And I think they're a lot of fun. They have glaring weaknesses, but I like them.
And that's what you got to be playing around. That is the mentality you got to be seeing. And speaking of other people you like, is there anyone you want to shout out before we wrap up stream tonight?
Oh yeah, I want to shout out Ruby, our team captain. Go on her Twitter. Pretty nice.
Do you have that Twitter for us, or is it just at Ruby?
I'm pretty sure it's at Umbra Ruby.
There you go. At Umbra Ruby right there. Captain of Penn State, Behrend, and, well, terrifying Min as well. So, hey, that's something for going for them. But for now, Zythid, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the performance. Congrats on the 2-0 win. Good luck in the rest of the ECAC season.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you. And now we're going to be wrapping up for the stream for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching with us here on Esports U. We had a great match. We had 2 Rocket League matches earlier today going up into Smash Bros. And then tomorrow we've got Rainbow Six and Valorant. Esports U, all sorts of colleges, all day, shooting for 24/7 one day. It's going to be amazing. So be sure to tune in tomorrow to Esports U. But for now, I've been Keela Miles. This has been at username_Intel. I'm at Keela Miles IRL. Be sure to check us out too. We're going to be signing off for now. So tune in tomorrow. And we are going to be seeing you next time.